The lights of the concert hall fell like broken stars, reflecting the dark crowd of students under the stage. Everyone's face was faintly glowing, which was the afterglow of the soul melody wandering on the skin. Campus concerts are a grand event of this art university. The air is filled with the low hum of trumpets and the strings of guitars, as if the entire hall has turned into an invisible giant net, capturing the echoes of every young soul's past life. Chu Tian stood backstage, holding the music score tightly with both hands, his fingertips trembling slightly, but his heart was full of complaints. "Hey, are these guys whispering again? The genius piano boy? Ha, it sounds like a middle-class student. I'm only 16 years old." He glanced at the audience, and sure enough, several senior students were crossing their arms with mocking curves on their lips. One of the guitarists with dyed blue hair whispered to the girl next to him, "I heard that guy is a freshman, and he wants to play the piano for the finale." At the last concert, the Moonlight Sonata he played was said by the judges to be a kid's playhouse. "I'm afraid he will be embarrassed today." The girl covered her mouth and snickered, her eyes scanning Chu Tian like a clown. Chu Tian's face was slightly hot, and his inner monologue was as fast as a drumbeat. "You bastards, just wait and see. I'm going to wake up your souls with my fingers today." He took a deep breath, pushed aside the backstage curtain, and stepped into the spotlight. The shiny black body of the piano is like a sleeping giant, waiting for him to wake up. The lights in the entire venue suddenly dimmed, leaving only a white light shining directly on the piano bench, and the whispers in the audience instantly amplified. "The newcomer is here, are you ready to laugh? His hands look so tender and tender, what kind of sparks can they produce?" Chu Tian sat down, touched the keys with his fingers, closed his eyes and took a deep breath. On the walls of the concert hall, blue threads of light appeared faintly, which was the projection of the audience's soul melody, intertwined into a chaotic sea of clouds. He struck the first note, the beginning of Symphony of Destiny, and it roared like thunder. Boom! The sound of the piano is like a turbulent wave, rising from a low vibrato to a high-pitched roar, and every scale is like a sharp blade cutting the air. The blue-haired guitarist in the audience froze in ridicule, and his eyes widened. What the hell is this monster?" The girl next to her covered her mouth with her hands, and the soul light sprang out from her shoulders, turning into golden ripples, resonating with Chu Tian's music. The students around them opened their mouths wide, and some stood up subconsciously, their faces as pale as ghosts. Chu Tian's fingertips were flying, beads of sweat slid down his forehead, and he roared in his heart, "It's great. It's this feeling that makes you guys who look down on me shake their souls." In the sound of the piano, he injected his own soul. It was a hidden memory fragment, the obsession of the pianist in his previous life, turning into invisible waves sweeping the audience. The dome of the concert hall began to tremble, and the audience's soul projections bloomed like fireworks. Some people burst into tears, and some held their heads and screamed, "My past life. I saw it. That horn sound on the battlefield." As the climax approached, Chu Tian suddenly pressed the last chord, and the sound of the piano suddenly stopped. There was dead silence for 3 seconds, and then a tsunami of applause erupted. The blue-haired guitarist's legs went weak, and he knelt on the ground, muttering, "It's impossible, this kid, his hand speed, soul resonance intensity is at least S-level. We old guys are just rubbish in front of him." The girls screamed and rushed to the stage, their eyes adoring as if they were idols. "Brother Chu Tian. Play it again. Your melody evokes the love song of my previous life." Chu Tian gasped and stood up, with a proud smile on his lips, but when he bowed, his eyes glanced at the display cabinet deep in the concert hall. There was an antique cyclic clock placed there. The clock face glowed with a strange blue light, and the needles turned slowly, pulsing like a living thing. His heart tightened and he said to himself, "That thing, why does it feel like it's staring at me?" Amidst the applause, he approached mysteriously and stretched out his hand to touch the edge of the clock. Buzz! The bell sounded as low as a whisper from hell, and time seemed to freeze. Chu Tian's eyesight went dark, the entire field of vision was distorted into a whirlpool, and the soul light threads danced like wild snakes. He felt his body being dragged into the abyss by invisible giant hands, and the endless ringing of bells echoed in his ears, reset, reset. The sun was dazzling, and Chu Tian suddenly jumped up from the bed, his heart beating like a drum. Dream? No. He grabbed his phone and the date showed, October 15, 2023, the day of the concert. Impossible. Yesterday, no, today is the concert. I have obviously finished playing and touched the clock. He rushed out of the dormitory, and the students on campus were laughing and playing, and everything happened again like yesterday. The cries of the hot dog stand owner, the banging of basketballs on the playground, and even the smell of coffee in the air are all the same. What the hell is this? Time reset. Chu Tian muttered to himself, the blue light of the clock flashing in his mind. He rushed to the concert hall, and on the way he bumped into Lin Yuyan, his childhood sweetheart, whose waist-length black hair shone like piano strings in the sun. She was holding the violin, and her gentle smile warmed Chu Tian's heart. Yuyan. Yesterday, no, after today's concert, we weren't. Lin Yuyan blinked and tilted her head in confusion. Chu Tian. What are you talking about? The concert hasn't started yet, why do you look so bad? Are you having a nightmare? Her voice was as soft as cotton candy, and the light of her soul surrounded her lightly, representing a pure and gentle melody. Chu Tian was stunned and grabbed her arm. Oath. Have you forgotten? After the concert, your solo, I said, we will always be together. Oath? What oath? Lin Yuyan chuckled and patted his hand. You guy, you have been talking nonsense since you were a child. Go and prepare for your piano performance, I will be on stage later. She turned and left, her skirt fluttering, leaving Chu Tian standing there. Her heart felt like it was falling into an ice cave. She doesn't remember, everything has been reset. Is this a fucking curse? That clock. The concert started as scheduled. Chu Tian mechanically sat in front of the piano and repeated yesterday's performance. The jeers from the audience were still there, but his heart was filled with despair, and his fingertips were dancing without the same passion as yesterday. When the applause broke out, he forced a smile and stared directly at the cyclic clock. It stood quietly, its needles ticking, as if mocking his powerlessness. As night falls, the concert comes to an end. Lin Yuyan came on stage, with the violin on her shoulder, and the lights made her figure as slender as a fairy. She played the first note, and the melody of Butterfly Lovers turned into a pink haze that filled the entire venue. Chu Tian sat in the audience, feeling a pain in his chest, this time. I can't miss it again. He squeezed to the front of the stage and waited for her to finish. The whole audience went crazy for Lin Yuyan, and the boys whistled, Goddess Yuyan. Your violin is so mesmerizing. The girls screamed in envy, and some soul projections turned into flying butterflies. Lin Yuyan blushed slightly and was pulled by Chu Tian when she came off the stage. Yuyan, listen, your melody reminds me of the promise we made when we were children. No matter how many times we reincarnate, I will protect you. We will always be together, okay? Lin Yuyan was stunned, a strange light flashed in her eyes, and the light in her soul trembled slightly. Chu Tian, you are so strange today, but, okay. We will always be together. She smiled shyly, stretched out her little finger and hooked it with him. Chu Tian was ecstatic. Great. Did she remember this time? No, at least save this moment before resetting. The clock struck midnight and the concert hall was empty, leaving only Chu Tian and Lin Yuyan packing their instruments. Suddenly, the cycle clock buzzed and the blue light exploded. Lin Yuyan exclaimed, Chu Tian, that clock, it's moving. Countless cracks appeared on the clock's face, and the invisible vortex swallowed the two of them. Chu Tian stretched out his hand to catch her, but only touched the void. Yuyan. The world is distorted again, and the bells ring like thousands of ghosts crying. The sun was shining brightly again. Chu Tian jumped up from the bed. The date on his mobile phone was October 15, 2023. His heart was pounding, again. The third time. No, the second reset. Yuyan, she forgot again. He rushed out of the dormitory and went straight to Lin Yuyan's dormitory area. Along the way, the students' laughter was like razor blades scratching the heart. When he bumped into her, she still hugged Chin and smiled softly. Good morning, Chu Tian. Oath. Have you forgotten? We will always be together. Chu Tian's voice trembled and he grabbed her shoulders. Lin Yuyan's eyes widened and she took a step back. What's wrong with you? We did say playful things when we were kids, but you're so scary. The students passing by looked at her strangely, and some whispered, isn't that the piano genius Chu Tian? Why are you pestering Yuyan like a madman? Chu Tian let go and staggered back, his mind buzzing. I don't remember at all. How long will this cycle last? Why did the melody of my soul trigger this damn thing? He rushed into the concert hall and in front of the display cabinet, the loop clock lay quietly, flawless on the surface, as if everything yesterday was an illusion. But in Chu Tian's ears, a mysterious melody faintly sounded, as faint as a song, mixed with a prophetic whisper, come back here, untie me. His eyes widened and his fists clenched. This melody is not mine. Is it the clock calling? Damn it, I want to investigate. No matter how many times it is reset, I will break this curse. The footsteps echoed in the empty concert hall, and the melody became clearer, as if a female voice was whispering, Su Wan. The air in the concert hall still retains yesterday's, the residual warmth of each cycle. The faint smell of piano key oil mixed with the scent of perfume dispersed by the audience made Chu Tian's stomach churn. He stared at the cyclic clock, his fists clenched until his knuckles turned white, and his inner monologue was like a volley of arrows. This is the third time. I am definitely not dreaming, this ghost thing is playing with me. The melody last time, Su Wan. It sounds like a woman's name, is it a clue? Damn it, the concert is about to start, I have to hold steady first and record all the changes. He looked around and found an old notebook in the prop box backstage of the concert hall. He remembered the location of the top loop, and the dusty cover looked like a forgotten soul. He grabbed a pen and scribbled quickly, Loop 1, touch the clock reset. Loop 2, oath with Yuyan reset. What they have in common, the clock strikes midnight and is swallowed by blue light. The clock calls for melody, Su Wan. The handwriting is twisted like his mood, and every stroke is like fighting against invisible shackles. Just after I finished writing, the backstage curtain opened, and several staff members poked their heads in. Hey, freshman. Why are you sneaking around here? The concert will start in 5 minutes, go backstage and get ready. Chu Tian closed the notebook, stuffed it into his pocket, and complained in his mind, sneaky? I am investigating a life crisis, you NPCs know nothing. He rushed out of the concert hall and went straight to Lin Yuyan's dormitory area. On the campus boulevard, the sun shines like gold dust. Students are in groups, and the soul light dances lightly on their shoulders. Some are playing air guitar, and some are humming out-of-tune rap. Chu Tian was panting and bumped into her. She was sitting on a bench tuning violin strings. Her black hair was disheveled, and the sunlight reflected a colorful halo on her bow, like an elf who could not eat fireworks from the world. Yuyan. Chu Tian rushed over, putting his hands on his knees and gasping for air. Lin Yuyan raised her head, a hint of vigilance flashed in her gentle eyes, the misunderstanding from the previous cycle was still there. She took a half step back and hugged the violin tighter. Chu Tian, you are here again. Yesterday, no, this morning you grabbed my shoulder like that, and everyone around you was laughing. What on earth is going on with you? We were playmates when we were children, but you seem to be a different person now, scary. Chu Tian's heart sank, and the feeling of despair that was suppressed before rising came like a tide. Here we go again. She forgets every time, and the rift in the relationship is getting bigger and bigger. I am asking for trouble. But he took a deep breath, showed his dark and charming side, raised a playful smile at the corner of his mouth, squatted down and looked at her levelly. Yu Yan, your arrogant look has not changed since you were a child. Remember? When you were 8 years old, you broke the strings of the piano and cried like a kitten. I played the piano to comfort you and said, even if the sky falls, I will give you a hand. That oath is not childish, it is a man's declaration from me. Now I am in trouble, but you can play the piano for me, and your melody will always clear my head. Lin Yuyen was stunned, a strange light flickered in her eyes, and childhood memories surged out of her soul like pink ripples. She bit her lip, hesitated for a moment, and finally raised her violin, touching the bow string lightly. The prelude of Butterfly Lovers flowed slowly, like the spring breeze blowing through the willows, with gentle comfort. During the sound of the piano, Chu Tian closed his eyes, and his inner monologue became lively, exciting. This is her melody, as pure as an antidote. It suppresses the madness of my cycle. The laughter of the passers-by around him froze, and the boy with glasses widened his eyes. This, Yu Yan actually performed a solo for him. Her soul projection, the pink mist is mixed with blue light, which is a sign of resonance. The girls screamed with envy. How romantic. This guy Chu Tian has a sweet mouth and quick hands, no wonder the goddess heart is moved. The girls passing by stopped and started whispering, wow, isn't that Chu Tian? Why is the talented piano boy pestering the goddess Yuyan? He looks like a crazy ex-boyfriend after a breakup. A boy wearing glasses pushed up the bridge of his nose and mocked, I heard that he is great at playing the piano, but secretly he is just a slimy insect. Yuyan, run. Lin Yuyan's cheeks turned red, her eyes became more confused, and her soul light shrank slightly, like a frightened animal. Chu Tian, I really don't remember the vows you mentioned. We did play the chromium under the tree when we were children, and we made a wish to never be separated, but those are childish words, don't take it seriously, okay? After Lin Yuyan finished, her face was as red as a cloud, and she lowered her head, okay. After listening to your childhood story, I believe you for once. But the concert is going to be late, so go quickly. Remember, don't go crazy again. She stood up and patted his shoulder, and the hem of her skirt flew away like butterfly wings. Chu Tian clenched his fist, it's resolved. This time the relationship is stable, and she has provided emotional support. Next, at the concert, I will test the clock, never touch it, but observe it at close range. Chu Tian roared in his heart, here comes the ridicule. I will lower you down and I will make you kneel down. He sat down and touched the keys with 10 fingers. This time he did not play Destiny, but created his own variation, incorporating the Su Wan melody fragment recorded in the previous loop, which was low and mysterious, like the murmur of the abyss. As soon as the first note fell, the laughter in the audience stopped. The sound of the piano surged like a black tide, and waves of blue light shot out from the body of the piano and shot straight to the dome. The blue-haired guitarist's guitar strings were humming in the absence of wind. His legs weakened and he knelt down and murmured, the monster is here again. This melody is not human. My soul, the drum beat in the past life was evoked, and I saw the battlefield. The girls screamed and covered their ears, soul projections danced wildly, and some burst into tears. S-level, no, SS-level resonance. Why are his fingers so fast, like a ghost? The concert hall was overcrowded, lights were pouring down like stars, and soul melodies intertwined into humming hums in the air. Chu Tian pushed open the backstage curtain, and the blue-haired guitarist was there again, folding his arms and sneering, hey, little piano devil, are you embarrassed again? Last time you were lucky to have the finale, but this time I heard that the judges have made it more difficult. If you can't play S-level resonance, just go home and practice your fingers. Several senior students nearby laughed loudly. and the girls murmured, "He was crazy about Yu Yan yesterday, and he still dares to go on stage today. He is overestimating his abilities." At the climax, Chu Tian locked his eyes on the clock and deliberately avoided touching it. The sound of the piano was injected with the intention of disturbing it, imagining the music cutting time like a sharp blade. Buzz. The hands of the clock stagnated slightly, and the entire time seemed to slow down for 3 seconds. The audience was stunned. Just now, time stopped. Chu Tian was ecstatic and said in his heart, "It's done. Music can temporarily interfere with the cycle. This is a breakthrough." The applause was like thunder. He stood up and bowed, and the audience worshipped, "God Chu Tian. Your piano controls the soul. That blue-haired loser, kneel down and admit defeat." The blue-haired guitarist climbed up, his eyes trembling, "Boss. I was wrong, you are the king." The concert continued. Lin Yuyan came on stage, the violin cried, "Butterfly lovers," the pink mist filled the air, and Chu Tian watched under the stage, with a warm feeling in his heart, "Her melody is my anchor." After the end, he rushed to the stage and pulled her to the display cabinet. "Yuyan, look. There are hidden runes next to the clock. I didn't notice it last time." Using the light, he pointed at the base of the clock, and ancient runes appeared faintly under the dust, like notes twisted into chains. Lin Yuyan came closer, her soul light rays resonating with the runes. "Chu Tian, this is like a forbidden spell in the previous life. My premonition of the melody tells me that if I play the right scale, it can be unlocked." Chu Tian nodded and grabbed the nearby spare electronic keyboard. It was compact and portable. He recalled the Su Wan clip and complained in his heart, "This cycle is as ridiculous as a bad comic. I repeat the same day like a hamster wheel, but music is the key. Try it." His fingertips flew, and a specific melody sounded, a low hum rising and turning high and round. Buzz. The runes lit up with golden light, the air around the clock twisted, and time paused again, this time for 5 seconds. Lin Yuyan's eyes widened and her voice trembled, "Chu Tian. You stop time. The people around you are like wax figures, this is a miracle." She held his arm tightly with her little hands, worshipping him with fear. The pause ended and the concert hall resumed its bustle without anyone noticing anything unusual. Chu Tian wiped his sweat, "It's great. But only pausing for a few seconds is not enough to break the cycle. Yuyan, thank you for the melody support, we have to find more clues." Lin Yuyan blushed and nodded, "Yeah, together, but your ability is too scary." As midnight approached, the concert hall was full of people, and the two of them stood in front of the clock. Chu Tian played an enhanced version of the melody, trying to extend the pause. Suddenly, singing came from the corridor in the distance, a faint prophetic melody, like a silver bell piercing the clouds, drilling straight into the soul. "Come, find me." Su Wan, on the east side of the concert hall, the clue is in the music cabinet. The melody was mixed with phantoms, and the figure of a girl in a white dress flashed and disappeared. Chu Tian suddenly turned his head, "This voice. It's coming from far away, is it her? Su Wan's predicted melody, guide me." Lin Yuyan grasped the bow tightly, her face pale. "Chu Tian, that melody is so familiar, like my sister's in the previous life. Shall we go to the east side?" Chu Tian's heartbeat was like a war drum, and he grabbed Lin Yuyan's wrist. The lights in the corridor of the concert hall stretched their shadows, twisting like cursed notes. East side. Music cabinet. That melody got into my head, like a hook, I can't let it go. He roared, his steps were like wind. Lin Yuyan, whose skirt was flying, was dragged to a trot, her gentle face stained with excitement and panic. "Chu Tian, slow down. Midnight is coming, when the bell rings, will we reset? That predicted melody, so cold, like a singer crawling out of the grave." They rushed to the top floor. The storage room on the top floor of the concert hall was empty. The music cabinet was tilted against the wall, the drawers were half open, and papers were scattered like fallen leaves. Suddenly, a white shadow flashed in the corner. A girl in a white dress slowly turned around, her long hair was like a silver waterfall, her eyes were as blue as the abyss, and she was humming the afterglow of a prophetic melody on her lips. She is Su Wan, a singer with a stunning temperament, and the soul-light strands on her shoulders spiral into a sound wave crown. The surrounding air was stagnant, and phantom monsters crawled out of the music score, the ghosts of notes condensed in the black mist, screaming like sharp claws scratching the glass, and pounced on the three of them. Lin Yuyan screamed and backed away, the violin bow string trembling, monsters. Chu Tian, their eyes, are all clock hands. My melody has failed. Chu Tian pushed her to the corner, roaring in his heart. Yu Yang suppressed it first. I just found the clue, and are these bastards blocking the road? The surrounding students ran away when they heard the noise, and no one dared to come up. This feeling of despair was overwhelming. He grabbed a broken string on the ground and used it as a makeshift weapon. Blue light erupted from the piano genius's fingertips, trying to play the air keyboard to interfere. But there were too many phantom monsters, and more than a dozen black mist wrapped around his arms, which was bone-chilling and his vision was blurry. Damn it. I don't have enough strength, and I can't hold it even if time is suspended. Su Wan, what the hell are you doing? Su Wan's eyes flashed, the corners of her arrogant mouth raised slightly, and she sneered like a silver bell. You idiot pianist, who broke in on the first cycle, deserves to be bitten by the phantom. These are the minions of the guardian of the clock, the product of trapping countless musical souls. Do you think music is just for fun? Her voice was soft but thorny, her steps moved lightly, her white dress moved automatically without wind, and her singing burst out. Song of foreknowledge is like thunder exploding, high-pitched and low-pitched, and the sound wave turns into an invisible sharp blade, sweeping away the black mist. The first phantom was chopped into pieces, the scream turned into a ringing bell, and dissipated into blue smoke. Lin Yuyan's beautiful eyes widened and her voice trembled. She killed 3 in one song. The projection of the singer's soul is so beautiful, like the arrival of a queen. Chu Tian, look at her silk threads, intertwined with blue and gold, above SS level. Chu Tian gritted his teeth and broke away, complaining in his heart, Sundra. She's so charming, but I don't accept it. This is my cycle, I'm going to fight back. He picked up the spare piano next to the cabinet. There was such a thing on the top floor, and the dust was as thick as a coffin lid. He danced wildly with his fingers, composed his own Su Wan variation, blended into the predictable melody, and the low piano sound was like a hammer from hell, shattering the second wave of phantoms. Debris flew everywhere, the walls cracked with spider web patterns, and the music sheets flew like a blizzard. The passers-by and students who poked their heads around the stairs were frightened and screamed, the top floor is haunted. Chu Tian and those 2 goddesses are fighting music monsters. Look! The black mist is blown away by the sound of the piano, and the pianist's hand speed is ghost level. Singer Su Wan. The prophet of campus legend, she sings and the whole audience freezes. Su Wan looked sideways, her blue eyes flashed with approval, but she said harshly, Humph, it's not bad. Come on, let's play together. Only by matching your piano with my song can we connect our souls. She came closer and pressed the cover of the piano with her delicate hands. Her singing voice rose and fell again, this time as soft as the moonlight. Climax ensemble explosion. Chu Tian's fingers turned into a meteor shower, the piano roared like a tsunami, and Su Wan's singing was layered on top of each other, turning into a golden and blue symphony. Soul resonance explodes. The air on the top floor was distorted, huge waves of blue light swallowed up all the phantoms, the monsters wailed and disintegrated, the walls trembled, and the music cabinet collapsed, revealing a hidden hole in the wall. It was filled with ancient music scores, exuding the ghostly light of the soul of the previous life. At the end of the corridor, the east staircase is hidden in the shadows. The dusty air smells of moldy music, and the handrails of the stairs are rusty and mottled, like skeletal fingers. Chu Tian kicked open the iron door, a loud creaking sound echoed, and a low humming came from upstairs, a sign of the phantom of the clock. The inner monologue exploded, "Damn! This place is like a haunted house. Are you going to encounter a tough battle in the third cycle? Su Wan, you better be worth this trip." Lin Yuyan gasped and held the violin tightly. "I feel, the sisters from the past life are calling, but there is danger." "Chu Tian, where is your notebook? Record it." Chu Tian stood up with a gasp, and fragments of memories from his past life flooded into his field of vision. He saw himself, no, it was himself from the past life, holding a cycle clock, blue robes fluttering, sealing his soul on the melody battlefield. "I was a guardian." The inner monologue was shocking. "It's so cool. After 3 cycles of repression, this memory shock, I am not a victim, but a key figure." Su Wan stopped singing, with a slight sweat on her forehead. She curled her lips arrogantly but had gentle eyes. "Yes, you were the first guardian of the clock in your previous life. Betray the curse and seal yourself for salvation. This clock traps countless musical souls, and only the resonance of music can awaken them and break the shackles. But the phantom is just the appetizer, and the true guardian is still in the dark." Lin Yuyan's legs went weak, and she knelt down to worship. The ensemble stopped for the entire time on the top floor. "My violin automatically resonated, and the pink mist was sucked into your aperture. This is the legendary soul connection." Passers-by and students swarmed up, and their shrinking faces turned into fanaticism. "God Chu Tian. Just now, there were more than a dozen phantoms, and you smashed them with one piano. Queen Su Wan, your singing is like divine punishment, and the monsters are wiped out. We were wrong, you are the savior." She handed over a sheet of music she picked up from the hole in the wall, with runes flashing. "This is the ultimate symphony on the first page. If you master it, your SS-level resonance can be extended to 1 minute. Alliance, you idiot pianist. Lin Yuyan, your previous life was my sister, and the violin melody is the pillar. The 3 of us, no, more souls, waiting for you to lead." Lin Yuyan threw herself into Chu Tian's arms with tears in her eyes. "Chu Tian. Your ensemble reminds me of the fragment. We should have composed freedom together. It's so shocking, my heartbeat is still following your rhythm." Chu Tian clenched his fists, and his heart was filled with ecstasy, the ultimate feeling of relief. From desperate taunts, to counter-killing phantoms, memories are unlocked, and alliances are established. "I am no longer a hamster, this is my melody journey." He nodded, with a dark smile on his lips. "Okay, Su Wan, I will stop your arrogant singing. Yu Yen, hold on to the bow. We compose a symphony that breaks the cycle, but the midnight clock is approaching, we have to retreat quickly." The door to the top floor exploded. A hot-blooded figure burst in, with wild red hair, an electric drum gun on his shoulder, and a drumstick held like a battle axe. He is Ji Yen. The drummer's eyes are wild, and the light filaments of his soul are exploding like flames. "Ha! You who have cycled for the 3rd time have finally waited for this moment. I have awakened from many resets and brought a drum rhythm that breaks the cycle. Listen carefully, this rhythm can amplify your resonance 10 times. He grinned, and when the drumstick struck, the floor shook, the passionate drum sound penetrated into the soul, and the 4 people's light filaments intertwined instantly. Su Wan's blue eyes narrowed slightly. "Another awakener. Your drum smells like a guardian." Lin Yuyan exclaimed. "Senior Ji Yen. King of drums on campus, how does he know the cycle?" Chu Tian's heart became hot and he monologued in his heart. "Here comes the hook. The 4-person alliance, the blessing of drums. This cycle, I am going to explode." Ji Yen raised his hammer and said, "Chu Tian, don't be stunned. My drums have recorded the weaknesses of the first 10 cycles, come with me, the core of the clock is under the concert hall." The bell sounded faintly, and blue light surged from downstairs. The sun was dazzling, and the campus clock tower struck 8 o'clock in the morning. Chu Tian opened his eyes suddenly and jumped up from the bed in the dormitory, sweat dripping from his forehead. A familiar date, October 15th. The old notebook was pressed under his pillow, and he grabbed it and wrote wildly, Su Wan, Ji Yen, and Lin Yuyen. The four people's light threads resonated, the drum beats were amplified tenfold, and the core was underground. But the inner monologue was bitter, the ultimate despair of wanting to rise before suppressing. Yesterday was the climax on the top floor, the alliance was established, and everything was cleared in the blink of an eye. The students regarded me as an ordinary piano boy again, will Su Wan remember? I have to gather again, this evil taste of clocks is simply a torture of reincarnation. He rushed out of the dormitory, and on the campus avenue, the students hummed daily melodies, and the soul light was floating like a rainbow. The surface was calm, but there was a hidden cursed shadow. On the side of the playground, the enthusiastic drums were beating loudly. Ji Yen carried the electric drum gun on his shoulder, his red hair flying, and the hammer hitting the ground like thunder. The students' onlookers screamed and retreated, Senior Ji Yen has gone crazy. The drum sound penetrates the soul, SS-level flames, the campus drum king wants to destroy the playground solo. Chu Tian's heart became hot, and he ran over, Ji Yen. Do you remember? Ji Yen grinned, sweat flew away like a rain of fire, and pointed the hammer at Chu Tian, ha. Stupid pianist, fourth cycle, I woke up 10 times before. Your piano sound is like a hammer, and the ensemble on the top floor last night was so exciting. Where is that arrogant Su Wan? Gather quickly, the underground core of the clock is waiting for us to explode. The girls' onlookers screamed in admiration, Senior Ji Yan's eyes are so wild. He just said cycle. Chu Tian, are you two cosplaying time travel? Chu Tian clenched his fists, feeling ecstatic in his heart, here comes the sidelighting. From suspicion to shock to passers-by, the first step of the lousy alliance's exposure. He grabbed his cell phone and dialed Lin Yuyen, Yuyen, see you in the concert hall. Don't ask, just trust me. Without waiting for a response, he dragged Ji Yen straight to the concert hall. On the way, I met Su Wan, her white skirt was fluttering, and she was leaning on the music cabinet to hum the melody to predict. She glanced at her with blue eyes, and her arrogant mouth curled up slightly, you again? Breaking in for the 4th time, idiot. I foresaw the memory fragments last night, the drummer joined in, and the underground seal was sealed. But the conflict must be resolved first, the campus soul war is on the rise, and the clock is killing people. Her blue and gold light circled, and the passing freshmen stared wide-eyed, singer Su Wan. The legendary prophet, the melody she hums can wake me up from my previous life. How come Chu Tian is familiar with her? The hall of the concert hall was in chaos. The senior guitarist blue-haired brother, the guy who kneeled down and licked Chu Tian in the past, was confronting the junior saxophonist boy, and the soul rays collided into sparks flying everywhere. The blue-haired brother laughed sarcastically, boy, your weak saxophone melody, you dare to steal my solo position. Under the curse of the clock, the campus is a melody battlefield, I will crush you with SS-level battle songs. The saxophone boy's face was pale, his saxophone was trembling, and the sound wave was distorted, you dominate concert hall resources and soul resonance should be shared. My past life memories have been suppressed, all because of you senior bullies. The surrounding students whispered, and the atmosphere of despair filled the air, come again. Soul conflict, the clock phantom will take advantage of it. What are Chu Tian and the others doing? How can the civilians stop it? Chu Tian pushed the door open and Ji Yen laughed passionately, ha. It's a small scene, I'll beat the drum in seconds. Lin Yuyen has arrived, holding the violin in her arms, her gentle eyes panicked, Chu Tian. Their melodies collide, I feel like in the past life sisters are in pain, what should we do? Su Wan looked coldly and said, idiots, suppress your desire first, let them mock us first, suppress it to the end, and then reverse it. Clocks like to watch desperate dramas. The blue-haired brother turned his head and smiled evilly. Double, hey, the piano boy brings back up. Senior Ji Yen, have you fallen? Team up with this trash. Queen Su Wan, don't worry, these low-level souls are not worthy of resonance. The saxophone boy lowered his head in despair. It's hopeless, my saxophone has died. The passerby student shook his head and sighed. Chu Tian and the four of them. The passionate drum king paired with the gentle violin, sounds like a joke. The clock has not yet disappeared, this little campus war will crush them. The inner monologue exploded, and Chu Tian smiled sinisterly, full marks for ridicule. I lead the alliance and rise from despair. He jumped on the stage, grabbed the piano bench, and smashed the keys with his fingers like lightning, creating his own conflict variation, blended into Su Wan's predicted melody, as low as the abyss, and instantly soaring like a phoenix's nirvana. The sound of the piano swept over like a tsunami, the blue-haired brother's guitar strings broke, and the saxophone boy's light filaments were steady. Ji Yen beat the electric drum wildly with his mallet, the passionate rhythm amplified tenfold, and the floor shook like an earthquake. Ha! Keep up, I remember all the weaknesses in the first 10 cycles, this drumbeat is specially designed to cure internal strife. The drum beat was like a galloping war horse, and the flames burst into flames in the hall. Su Wan hummed arrogantly, and her singing voice cascaded, "Huh, you fools, don't steal my limelight." Her predictive harmony was as soft as silk, waves of blue and gold light wrapped around the four of them, and soul resonance broke out. Lin Yuyen joined in with tears in her eyes, her violin bow flying like a silver snake, and the gentle melody turned into a bridge of pink mist, connecting the two factions. Sisters, we were together in the past life. This melody heals everything. The four-person ensemble climaxed. The music, drums, and harps intertwined into a symphony of gold, blue, and fire. The air in the hall was distorted, and the black mist of soul conflict evaporated instantly. The blue-haired brother knelt down, dropped his guitar, and his voice trembled. You, the four of you are fused with light, SS level or above. My battle song is like paper paste, the sound of Chu Tian's piano is heart-piercing, Ji Yan's drumming is soul-burning, Su Wan's song is like an oracle, Lin Yuyan powder mist heals the soul. We were wrong, you are the savior. The saxophone boy burst into tears, and the saxophone automatically played, Adoration. The conflict has been resolved, my memory has awakened, my comrades in the past life. Campus legend, the four gods have arrived. Ji Yan's drumsticks hung high, his blood roared like a volcano erupting, and his red hair danced into flames in the blue light. Quick! My drumbeat can block the sound of the bell for a moment, keep up. The floor roared like a war drum, causing the dust on the top floor to fly like fireworks. The four people's soul light threads intertwined into a golden and blue fire net, barely suppressing the blue mist that surged up from the stairs. But the midnight bell rang like a scythe of death. The hidden hum of the cyclic clock drilled into his brain, and the world twisted into a whirlpool. Chu Tian's vision darkened. Damn! This is the fourth time. Our alliance has just started, and we are upgraded by this broken clock. Everything collapsed and reset. The four of them gasped and left the stage, and joy erupted in their daily interactions. Ji Yen patted Chu Tian on the shoulder and laughed passionately. Boss, it's great. This ensemble is well trained, and the core of the underground is within minutes. I have soloed through the Phantom Army in the first 10 cycles, and with the blessing of your piano, I am invincible. Chu Tian made a slanderous complaint, a clock of bad taste, an appetizer for campus quarrels. I have a full notebook, and I will go straight to the underground next time. Su Wan curling her lips, she peeked at Chu Tian with her blue eyes. Humph, the idiot leader is okay. Prediction tells me that the first layer of seals is on the base of the clock, the first page of your ultimate symphony, practice it. Lin Yuyan leaned against Chu Tian and smiled softly. Chu Tian, your hand speed, my heart beats with it. Sisters, let's have lunch together. Have more fun in the cycle. Passers-by students screamed wildly and swarmed the stage. Chu Tian leads the team, the divine ensemble. Just now, the despair was overwhelming, and in the blink of an eye, the monsters flew away, and the soul was as harmonious as heaven. Senior Ji Yen was so passionate that his drumstick hit the ground and my legs went weak. Queen Su Wan smiled proudly, and her heart stopped dancing. Lin Yuyen smiled softly, and her soul melted. The cheers in the hall were like a tsunami, and the world view expanded. Outside the campus, the city lights flickered in the distance, and the murmur of a stronger melody of war could be heard vaguely. The soul of the music was not limited to the campus, and the clock curse spread throughout the city. Leader Chu Tian took out the first page of Ultimate Symphony, the runes flashing. 4 people gathered around the base of the clock, and the practice ensemble broke out. The piano keys are dancing wildly, the drumsticks are like meteorites, the songs are layered, and the violins are surrounded by pink mist. The runes on the base lit up, the golden and blue fire powder light pillars shot into the sky, and the first layer of seals shattered. Ancient musical scores fell like petals, and a soul melody map emerged. The dim light marked the nodes in the city, campus, urban concert hall, professor's secret room. Lin Yuyen exclaimed, "Map! Professor Gu Sheng's secret room is on the top floor of the East Tower. The light threads in his past life are so strong, but there is a shadow of hesitation in predicting it." During lunch, the 4 of them crowded into the cafeteria and complained about clocks like small talk. The shadow of the East Tower is like a giant beast, and the afterglow of the setting sun slants from the campus boulevard, dyeing the vines on the ancient brick walls red. Chu Tian clutched the soul melody map tightly, and the dim light pulsed like a heartbeat, pointing to a hidden window on the top of the tower. "Old man Gu Sheng's secret room, this is it. The 4th cycle, midnight is still early, let's explore the bottom first." Ji Yen tossed his red hair wildly, shouldered the electric drum gun, and roared with passion, "Ha! Boss, the professor's hesitant eyes, I have seen it in the first 10 cycles, like a flat chess piece. I beat the drum to clear the way, and whoever blocks it will be smashed away." Su the white dress was fluttering, and her blue eyes looked at Chu Tian arrogantly. "Idiot, my premonition told me that there is a musical puzzle in the secret room, and the crystal memory is hidden by the bathroom. If you want to be strong, suppress it first, let the tower guard laugh at us for being useless, and then play it again." Lin Yuyen hugged the violin tightly, her gentle eyes flashed with panic. "Chu Tian, the students in the tower patrolled. In the previous life, I felt that Gu Sheng was like a family member, but he was swallowed up by the shadow. Let's be careful, okay?" The 4 of them sneaked into the base of the East Tower, but a group of senior music club students were blocked in front of the tower door. The blue-haired guitar guy in the lead, the guy who had been kneeling, licking and worshipping in the past, was smiling with his arms crossed, and the guitar strings were buzzing. "Hey, the 4 gods are coming. Chu Tian leads the team. Why are you going to the East Tower? The forbidden area of Professor Gu Sheng's private territory. You guys, the campus saviors, want to break into it." The ensemble was awesome just now, but this tower has an SS-level melody trap for arrogant people. The last time I tried it, my guitar burned out. Kneel down and crawl out. Go away, don't be embarrassed. The saxophone boy next to him echoed, his saxophone trembled, his admiring eyes turned to gloating, yes. The 4-person alliance is amazing again, the tower guard's light is like an iron net, Professor Gu Sheng's light in the previous life is overwhelming the whole school, whoever gets in will be miserable. Brother, the campus party hasn't even started yet, are you desperate? A passerby said, I heard that the secret of the clock is hidden in the secret room, but the professor's eyes are always hesitant, as if he is controlled by a curse. The 4 of Chu Tian and the others. The bloody drum king smashed the tower. I laughed to death, so desperate. Chu Tian's inner monologue exploded, full marks for ridicule. I've written down all the weaknesses of the tower in my notebook. If you want to advance, you should suppress it to the extreme, lower it and play it higher. He smiled sinisterly, jumped up the stone steps, pressed the air with his 10 fingers, and created his own Tower Gate Overture, as low as a ghost's whisper, blended into the runes on the first page of the ultimate symphony, and the sound of the piano swept invisibly. The air twisted, golden and blue fire-pink threads erupted like tornadoes, and the iron locks of the tower door cracked and shattered. Ji Yen laughed and followed up, hitting the ground with a drumstick, the passionate rhythm amplified 10 times, and the ground rumbled like an earthquake. Ha! Little trap, I will crush it in the first 10 cycles. Su Wan hummed in anticipation of the harmony, and waves of blue and gold light entangled the 4 of them, and said arrogantly, "Fools, follow closely." Lin Yuyen played the violin lightly, and the pink mist filled the air, gently dissolving the remaining sound waves. The blue-haired guitar guy's eyes widened, his guitar fell to the ground, and his voice trembled. You have no piano or drums, so you just break through the tower door with empty music?" The golden and blue fire powder merged, and the SS level and above pressed the tower guard's iron grid like paper. Chu Tian's fingers were like gods, Ji Yan's soul was shaken with one step, Su Wan hummed foretelling, Lin Yuyan's mist-melted iron. "We were wrong, this is the true God." The saxophone boy knelt down. On the ground, the saxophone played automatically, with tears of admiration, "Adore." The moment the tower door shattered, the memory of my previous life flashed, "You are the liberators." There is a campus legend that the 4 gods broke into the tower, and the professor's secret room is about to be opened. Passers-by and freshmen screamed and swarmed. Just now, they were desperately mocking, and in the blink of an eye, the tower door was reduced to dust. Chu Tian leads the army, invincible. The east tower shook, and the whole school heard it. Su Wan's blue eyes narrowed slightly. Gu Sheng knows the truth about the clock, but he can't help it. "Fools, are you ready to expand the stage?" Ji Yen held the mallet enthusiastically. "Ha! Professor, old man, if you dare to block the way, I'll smash the drum." Chu Tian held the map in his fist and smiled sinisterly. "Clock, the 2nd floor is coming. But Gu Sheng's room, let's explore first." The dim light of the map flickered, and there was a faint bell ringing in the direction of the east tower. The professor's figure was looming, and his eyes were hesitant like an abyss. Chu Tian's vision was blurred, and he was ecstatic. "The service and benefits are the best." Su Wan sang proudly and wet, her blue eyes peeked at me, and her heart beat faster. Lin Yuyen followed with a blushing face, lightly plucked the violin bow, and the gentle melody turned into a pink mist welfare performance. The bowstring was like a caress, and the sister transformed into the mist. The sister hugged Su Wan, and the pink light surrounded Su Wan, healing the predicted pain. "Sisters, we were like this in the previous life, playing the piano and singing, connecting with Chu Tian." Ji Yen complained and laughed while banging the drum. "Ha! Your welfare show makes my blood boil. The professor designed this? The bathroom crystal is going to explode." Chu Tian was sitting in front of the piano in a dark way, using lightning fingers to hit the keys, connecting everyone. Past life connection variation, incorporating bathroom songs, pink mist piano, and passionate drums. The sound of the piano is like a tsunami, the candlelight dances wildly in the room, the golden and blue fire powder symphony breaks out, the crystal floats from the bottom of the bathtub, and the dim light shines. Memories from past lives flooded in. Gu Sheng was the deputy guardian of clocks, the first guardian of Chu Tian rebelled, and Sister Lin Susu composed a symphony of resistance. The puzzle was solved easily, the crystal shattered into pieces of music, recording the weakness of the clock. The core fear resonates with the whole city, and the guardian chess piece can backfire. The 4 people's tacit understanding upgraded, the soul light thread was permanent, and Chu Tian's heart was released, exciting. From the tower guard's mocking despair, to the climax of the bathroom welfare, the memory is unlocked, and the alliance is as strong as iron. There was a sound of footsteps outside the door, and Professor Gu Sheng pushed the door in. His white hair was faintly hovering, and his eyes were hesitant as the abyss. "You cracked it. The 4th cycle, Chu Tian, your first guardian in the previous life, the seeds of rebellion have sprouted. I can't help myself, the clock is implanted with guardian chess pieces to hinder escapees. But I give you the weakness, the underground core needs the node of the city's concert hall resonance, otherwise the reset will be doubled at midnight. Go to the campus party to disguise yourself, summon the souls of the whole school, and expand the alliance. The blue-haired guitar Cossack and other passers-by have followed the tower and knelt down outside the door to worship. Professor recognized the four gods. The moment the crystal shattered, the whole tower shook, and I woke up from my previous life. Chu Tian connected to the bathroom benefits? No, a miracle. Old man Gu Xing bows his head, we will follow. The spiral staircase in the tower is cold and damp, the walls are embossed with ancient musical scores, and the soul light wanders like a will-o'-the-wisp. The four of them rushed to the top in tacit understanding and pushed open the iron door of the secret room. Candlelight swayed in the room, an antique piano was in the center, steam filled the bathroom, and the air was filled with lavender melody. Professor Gu Sheng is not here, but there are puzzles left behind. The runes on the piano keys flash, play the harmony of the past life, awaken the crystal, the bathroom door is ajar, hot water gurgling, the violin stand in the corner shines with pink light, the drum pads are stained with hammer marks. As night falls, the campus square is brightly lit and the music party begins lively. The students swarmed, led by the blue-haired guitar Cos saxophone, who played the welcome song wildly. The four gods are coming to the party. Chu Tian piano's main stage, Su Wan singer is the finale, Lin Yuyan's gentle piano soul, Ji Yan's drum king explodes. Passers-by screamed, the gods inside the gangta. The news spread, and the whole school worshipped. The party melody resonated, and the clock curse disappeared. The four people came on stage. Chu Tian played the piano keys for the first time, Su Wan sang, Lin Yuyan bowed and danced, and Ji Yan played the drums. Gold and blue flames rose into the sky like fireworks, and the whole school's lights merged, and the party climaxed. But Ji Yan's red hair suddenly stood up, his hot-blooded eyes condensed, and the drumsticks hung in the air. Wait. I'm drumming to warn, the phantoms of the clock guardians are invading. At the edge of the square, black fog is coming, dozens of them. Midnight is early. The lights in the square suddenly dimmed, the black shadows roared like beasts, and the students screamed in despair, Phantom Army. For gods, save us. Chu Tian's heart sank, crisis is foreshadowing. A citywide battle is coming. The lights in the square were like frantic notes, and were instantly swallowed up by the black fog. The campus music party fell from a joyous paradise to the abyss of hell. Dozens of phantoms of clock guardians sprang out from the edge of the black fog, each one a twisted ghost of a musical instrument. The piano keys ripped the air like claws, the drum head expanded into a bloody mouth and roared, and the violin strings turned into whip shadows and whipped the lampposts. The air was filled with the rusty smell of decaying pendulums. The students' screams were as harsh as broken strings. The blue-haired guitar guy's guitar strings broke. The saxophone boy was entangled in the black mist. He knelt down and gasped, it's over. The Phantom Army is fully activated, SS level and above, suppressing the entire audience. The four gods are so awesome, dozens of them are besieging them. The leader of Chu Tian has to kneel too. Just now the party was high, the tide is overwhelming in a blink of an eye, and we passers-by cannon fodder will die first. The passer-by freshmen scurried away with their souls gnawed by the black mist, and shouted in despair with tears, mocking the arrogance of the four gods. What is the miracle in the tower? The shadow of the guardian leader has come, the midnight reset has been advanced, and the souls of the whole school are feeding the clock. Chu Tian, Su Wan, your resonance can't hold on. Chu Tian stood still in front of the piano stage, and his inner monologue was like a strong wind swirling around the remaining clouds. If you want to advance, suppress it first. Students filled the square with ridicule and despair, and memory fragments of my past life flashed, the night when I sacrificed the seal of the clock, and the phantoms were like a tide. I will fight alone and will not retreat. Now the alliance has risen, Hua, the golden and blue fire powder spreads throughout the school, play. He smiled sinisterly, smashed his fingers on the piano keys, and created his own battle symphony theme, incorporating the runes and crystal score weaknesses on the first page of the ultimate symphony. It was as low as the bells of hell, and as high as the nirvana of a phoenix. The sound of the piano erupted, and the golden sound wave swept across the square like a giant dragon, tearing apart the claws of the first 5 phantoms, and the fragments turned into black smoke and dissipated with howls. Ji Yan's red hair stood up, and he roared with passion, "Ha! Boss starts, I speed up." He smashed the electric drum mallet wildly, the rhythm of the drum amplified 10 times, the ground rumbled like the thunder of a war drum, the red fire drum wave charged, smashing 3 drum-headed phantoms with huge mouths, passionate heart exploded. The first 10 cycles of stepping on the phantom are addictive, this wave of midnight crisis, I warned you in time, invincible. Su Wan's white dress fluttered in the black mist, her blue eyes flashed arrogantly, and she hummed a prophetic melody, idiots, the left wing is surrounded by 10 heads, dodge. Her singing voice layered like a blue-gold lightsaber, and the prophetic dodge song guided the 4 people to blur, and the black mist whipped shadow passed by. Su Wan backhand high-pitched the 2 violin ghosts, and arrogantly complained, the guardian chess pieces are weak, and the prediction tells me that the leader is hiding behind the fog. Chu Tian, Qin sound louder. Lin Yuyan's violin bow trembled, her tender eyes flashed with tears, and the pink mist healing melody suddenly played, everyone. I will heal your injuries. Sisters from the past life, we will not retreat. The pink light mist bloomed like a sea of flowers, wrapping the injured students, healing the broken string fingers of the blue-haired guitar brother, and the saxophone boy's silk threads revived, and his tender heart was full of dependence. Chu Tian's hands are still hot, I will play the piano for you, the alliance will be forever. The 4-person ensemble was like the sky was shattering, the golden and blue fire and powder symphony merged into the whole audience, the lampposts in the square were illuminated again, and the first 20 members of the Phantom Army were wiped out. The blue-haired guitar guy's eyes widened, he picked up the guitar and stood up tremblingly, shouting in adoration with a trembling voice, "You ignored the siege by dozens of people." Chu Tian's piano and golden dragon tore through the sky, Ji Yan's drum wave shook the sky, Su Wan's blue sword flashed with foresight, and Lin Yuyan's pink mist saved everyone. We ridiculed despair and turned miracles in 1 second. All the past lives are awakened, this is the symphony of liberation. The saxophone boy burst into tears, and the saxophone boy burst into tears. Automatically played the harmony, and knelt down to worship, shocked. The phantom claws and shadows cannot touch the 4 gods. All the students' lights are restored, and the party continues to rekindle. Brother Chu Tian, the God King is coming, and the whole school is following to explode the phantom. Passers-by's freshmen screamed from despair to enthusiastic cheers, and swarmed to the edge of the stage. Instruments played in unison to assist, the 4 gods are invincible. The ultimate sarcasm slaps the face, the resonance of the square expands, and the clock is afraid. In the black mist, Professor Gu Xing appeared with gray hair. The light threads from his past life were circling like a silver dragon. He played the auxiliary bass on the trombone, and his hesitant eyes turned firm. Chu Tian, the first guardian in the past life, I will complete the memory you sacrificed to seal. The conspiracy of the guardian leader, the core of the clock is implanted in the nodes of the whole city, and the unnatural reset is at midnight. The leader wants to trap the soul of music forever and turn the city into a dead zone. The sound wave of the trombone is like this. The silver wall blocked the following 10 phantoms, and the professor struggled in his heart to release, I can't help but end it, and it will bite back the chess pieces, and help you resonate throughout the city. The sound of Chu Tian's piano merged with the trombone, and he was ecstatic in his heart, Gu Xing became a true ally. Memory surges, I played the ultimate symphony in the past life, sealed the clock for a moment, sacrificed my soul for a pause, Sister Lin Su cried, Ji Yan's drumstick never fell. It's so exciting, unlock the blockbuster. The battle symphony reached its climax, Chu Tian's 10 fingers phantomed, the piano keys hit like meteorites, the ultimate rune flashed and the pause was extended for 1 minute, and the black mist stagnated. Ji Yan's drumstick burst into flames and smashed the leader's phantom outpost, Su Wan sang in anticipation, and the blue and gold light pierced the heart of the fog, Lin Yuyan's pink fog healed in a large area, and the musical instruments of the entire school resonated like a tsunami, and the 4 colors of gold, blue, fire, pink, and silver intertwined. The phantom army was completely destroyed, the black fog receded, and the lights in the square were once again as gorgeous as fireworks. The students slumped down and cheered, and the blue-haired guitar Cossack took the lead and knelt down, 4 gods plus professors, 5 rays to destroy the army. Chu Tianqin's leadership is unremitting, despair and taunting become a joke, our past lives are all yours. The party is not over, the melody wins. Passers-by burst into tears and hugged, shocking. Dozens of heads fly to ashes, Gu Sheng's trombone silver wall divine help, the memory of Chu Tian's previous life's sacrifice spreads, and the souls of the whole school awaken. The 4 of them came off the stage, panting and hugging each other tacitly. Ji Yan laughed passionately and patted Chu Tian on the shoulder, "Ha! Boss, this is an embarrassing moment in the battle, I just smashed the drum, and the phantom almost bit the mallet with its huge mouth, like a hungry ghost grabbing food." Su Wan's premonition of getting wet is still in her mind. Fix it. Su Wan's arrogant face turned red and kicked him, "Shut up, you hot-blooded idiot. I know the shadow is still there, idiot Chu Tian, hold on tight." Lin Yuyan gently leaned on Chu Tian's chest, playing the violin softly, and the pink mist healed all the injuries. "Chu Tian, my hands are so hot. You sacrificed yourself in the past life, and our sisters played the piano to accompany you. It's so warm." Chu Tianha rubbed her head, and his inner emotions were released like a volcano. The alliance is extremely sweet. From the despair and ridicule in the square, to the 5-ray annihilation of the army, the whole school worships, the memory unlocks the truth of the sacrifice, and the feeling explodes. "Old man Gu Sheng, I owe you a song." Professor Gu Sheng smiled, the light pulsating under his white hair. "The weakness has been given, the note of the city's concert hall, the next step is to the underground core." But Chu Tian's vision flickered, and fragments of memory surged back like a tide. The picture of the past life was frozen, the ultimate symphony score, 5 lights and shadows playing in unison, gold, blue, fire, pink, silver and a touch of purple and black. The ultimate requirement is 5 people, the 5th person. He suddenly raised his head and stared at Gu Sheng. The professor's eyes changed slightly, and the hidden purple-black light faintly emerged. Su Wan's blue eyes narrowed, and she murmured in anticipation, "Idiots, Gu Sheng's identity has been exposed. The leader's chess piece in the previous life is not only a deputy guard." Ji Yan clenched the drumstick tightly, squinting his eyes with passion. "Old man, what's the purple light? The crisis is not over yet." On the edge of the square, the remnants of the black mist squirmed, the pendulum murmured faintly, and the midnight bell rang early. The afterglow of the fireworks in the square slowly dimmed like a dying note, and the remnants of black mist squirmed around the edges, swallowing up the orange light of the street lamps like a living creature. The midnight bell rang early, low and distorted, as if the pendulum was stained with rust and blood. Every ring struck the hearts of everyone, causing the cheers just burst like a bubble. The students' enthusiastic admiration instantly solidified. The blue-haired guitar guy's guitar strings were still trembling slightly. He stared at Professor Gu Sheng's faint purple-black light with wide eyes, and his voice trembled like a broken string. "Professor, what is that purple light? Just now, the 5-light miracle destroyed the army, and now the black mist moves again, and the bell rings early. Our whole school wakes up to follow. Is it possible to feed the clock in the blink of an eye? God King Chu Tian, Gu Sheng the old man can't be, the mole." The saxophone boy knelt down and dropped his saxophone. His tears were still wet but he panicked again. He gasped and shouted, despair comes again. The phantoms are all destroyed to celebrate, and the black mist reappears in a second, and the purple and black light is like the leader's mark. The 4 gods and the professor have become 5 gods and are in conflict. The whole school's light has just expanded, and the midnight reset swallowed everything, mocking your arrogance, and the square heaven fell into hell twice. The air was filled with the rusty smell of decaying pendulums mixed with charred ash from fireworks. The phantom black smoke remaining on the stone bricks of the square slowly spread like ink. The students retreated in groups, and passers-by and freshmen screamed, "It's over, it's over." Is Gu Xing's silver wall divine assistant an illusion? Purple the light is exposed, the leader's chess piece counterattacks, our cannon fodder will die first. Chu Tian, Su Wan, what will happen to the rift in the alliance? Ji Yan's red hair stood up, and he clenched his bloody drumstick into a fist, squinting at Gu Sheng, and his inner monologue sounded like thunder, "Old man, you owe me the first 10 rounds. The chess piece has just been transferred to the ally Silver Dragon. What is the purple and black light flashing now? The crisis warning is ringing again, the midnight clock is doubled in advance, and the monsters on the edge of the square are resurrected. I am not afraid of it, but the boss has a questioning look. Full marks for suppressing the violin bow." Trembling, the healing aftertaste of the pink mist dissipated, her hand leaning against Chu Tian's chest felt slightly cold, and her tearful eyes whispered in panic, "Chu Tian. Professor's family members in the past life feel, why are the purple shadows? Our sisters played the piano and sacrificed with you. Now we are conflicted in our hearts. It's so cold." Chu Tian's dark smile was stiff, and the fragments of past life memories in his vision were cut like sharp blades. At the moment of sealing, he played the ultimate symphony. Gu Sheng's trombone bass should have assisted, but there was a faint hesitation, and the purple-black light threads were entangled like poisonous snakes. The inner monologue was turbulent. If you want to advance, you should suppress it to the extreme. The admiration of the whole school turned to despair and ridicule, the black fog squirmed and the bells were overwhelming, and the suspicion of Gu Xing's purple and black identity directly poked the painful point of betrayal in the past life. I led the SS-level resonance to destroy the Legion, and now I question the mentor. The Alliance's sweet embrace of welfare melted the ice, the sense of relief reversed depression, endure. He stared at Gu Sheng, the white-haired professor's eyes the god changed slightly, and purple-black light rays loomed under the silver dragon light threads like veins. The wind started blowing in the square, and several small loop areas had condensed at the edge of the black fog, twisted clock phantom monsters, trapping the souls of more than a dozen students. The light threads were bound by the pendulum iron chain, and the wailing echoed, "Help! The small loops swallow the soul, the reset fragment is trapped forever, the professor's shadow expands, let's feed the clock." Su Wan's white dress fluttered in the wind, her blue eyes flashed proudly but with a hint of rare tenderness. She hummed in anticipation of the melody. The blue-gold light penetrated the black mist like a thread, and her voice was soft but firm, "Idiot Chu Tian, don't be impulsive. Prediction tells me Gu Sheng was not only the deputy guardian of the chess pieces in his previous life, but Zihai was the leader who implanted the backlash seeds. He couldn't help but turn into an ally. Now he is struggling." She took a step forward, soothed Chu Tian's mood with a high-pitched prophetic song, and the blue sword light touched his hand. Back, the inner monologue was full of arrogance and dependence. Idiot, it hurts to question. In the past life, you sacrificed us and cried, now the leader of the alliance, don't collapse. Predict the song to stabilize you, hold tight. Chu Tian's fingers trembled slightly, the residual warmth of the piano keys was still there, doubts were burning like fire but were calmed by the blue light. He growled, "Professor, you were the bass assistant in the previous life, why is Zihai hesitant? At the moment of sacrificing the seal, who is the betrayal seed? The whole city's node conspiracy has said it, now prove it." Professor Gu Sheng's trombone drooped, his white hair fluttering in the black mist wind, his old face twisted, the silver dragon's light filaments colliding fiercely with the purple-black veins, emitting a low hum. The students gasped, and the blue-haired guitar guy shivered and backed away. Professor, self-destructed? Purple and black burst out, and we were all wiped out. Gu Xing took a deep breath, and his voice was as hoarse as a pendulum rubbing. Chu Tian, the first guardian in the previous life. On the night you sacrificed, I was indeed a deputy guardian chess piece, and the leader implanted purple and black seeds to control me involuntarily. But your ultimate symphony rune awakened me, and the backlash start. Join now to teach you the soul connection skills. The silver dragon base combines with the golden and blue fire powder to expand the resonance of the whole school and fear the core of the clock. He played the trombone to demonstrate, and the silver wave of the bass poured out like mercury, permeating the aftertaste of Chu Tian piano, Su Wan's blue light, Ji Yan's red fire, and Lin Yuyan's pink mist. The 5 lights initially intertwined, and the small black mist circulation area in the square trembled slightly. Ji Yan broke the depression with a passionate laugh, and the drumstick rumbled on the ground. Ha! The old man proved it was timely. I stepped on you enough in the first 10 cycles. Now the silver dragon is certified, and the 5 gods of the alliance take off. But the students in the small marginal loop area are wailing, and the soul iron chains are trapped. The reset fragments are always looping. The crisis is approaching, take action. Lin Yuyan's gentle eyes lit up, and the pink mist healing bow string was pulled. Professor, the family feels back, we are back. Sister, you are purple. The students and passers-by stared wide-eyed, and the saxophone boy murmured, the teacher's attributes are highlighted. The purple-black self-destruction turns to teaching, and the 5 lights merge to suppress and turn to hope. But the bell is getting louder and louder, and the square is swallowed up early at midnight. Chu Tian's inner monologue turned. Su Wan appeases the full score for questioning conflicts. Gu Xing officially joins the alliance. The silver dragon skill is unlocked. Suppress the momentum first. With a sinister smile, play the intermediate symphony. The 5 members of the team stood in a circle, and a crisis broke out in the small circulation area at the edge of the black fog. Several phantom monsters roared, the iron chain pendulum whipped like a whip shadow to trap the students, the soul light was chewed into pieces, and the passers-by screamed, the monsters are resurrected. The iron chains reset our children your clip, forever trapped in despair, mocking the internal strife among the 5 gods and being unable to save themselves. Chu Tian smashed his fingers on the piano and created his own intermediate symphony, incorporating the ultimate first-page runes, crystal weakness, and Gu Xing's silver dragon bass. The golden sound wave hovered like a giant dragon, tearing the first batch of iron chains. But the iron chains of the monsters regenerated, and the black mist suppressed the golden light. Chu Tian sweated coldly on his forehead, and felt depressed in his heart, full marks for the disadvantage. I am new to the silver dragon technique, the midnight clock is approaching, the 5 lights are unstable, and the students are ridiculing. Ji Yan smashed the electronic drum wildly, and the red fire drum beat was amplified but was bounced by the pendulum. He roared with passion, boss, you can't keep up with the acceleration. The small circulation area is expanded, and the souls of 20 students are feeding the iron chain. Su Wan arrogantly hummed and dodged with prediction, and the blue-gold lightsaber pierced the 2 monsters, but she predicted and whispered, idiots, the core of the iron chain is afraid of the resonance of the whole school. Gu Xing's silver dragon guides. Gu Xing's trombone and bass merged, and the silver waves penetrated the 4 people's light filaments, and the 5 lights intertwined like a whirlpool. The students, the blue-haired guitar guy, stared in shock. The professor teaches magical skills. The gold, blue, fire, pink and silver are fused together, and the monster's iron chain trembles, and our light threads are awakening to assist. The saxophone boy picked up the instrument, and the saxophone joined in with a low voice. Passers-by flocked to the instruments and played in unison, and the whole school's light threads poured in like a tsunami. Lin Yuyan's powdery mist healed the iron chain wounds on a large scale, and she relied on her heart tenderly. Chu Tian, we have a tacit understanding to liberate them. The intermediate symphony reached a climax. Chu Tian's piano keys were like meteorite rain, the silver dragon strengthened the golden dragon to tear the core of the iron chain, the black mist wailed and disintegrated, the small circulation area was completely destroyed, and the souls of 20 students were revived. The blue-haired guitar guy picked up the guitar and stood up, his voice trembling, and he knelt down in admiration, shocked. The internal strife is overwhelming, the little monster's iron chain swallows the soul in despair, and the intermediate symphony of 5 lights liberates the whole area in 1 second. Chu Tian Jinlong leads impeccably, Gu Sheng Yinlong teaches magical skills, Su Wan's blue sword predicts, Lin Yuyan saves the soul with powder mist, Ji Yen Gulong shakes. We ridicule and slap the face to the extreme, all awaken from the past life, all the people. The school follows the composition. The saxophone boy burst into tears and hugged passers-by, and the saxophone played, the tacit understanding of the 5 gods exploded. The purple and black turned back to the silver wall, the bells were suppressed into a joke, and a new daily adventure took off at the edge of the party. The students cheered enthusiastically, the after-effects of the instruments expanded the resonance, and the lights in the square were rekindled, but there was a faint dark movement from the direction of the concert hall, and the loud sound of the pendulum was like a challenge. Chu Tian gasped and closed his fingers, feeling a sense of relief building up in his heart. Easy to solve the small loop, Tutor Gu Sheng's attributes are perfect, the tacit understanding sublimated after the doubts and conflicts were appeased, the second level of seal is in sight. But Su Wan stared at the concert hall with blue eyes, and murmured in anticipation, "Idiot, leader of the guardians." Professor Gu Sheng paused on the trombone, and the purple-black light shone suppressively. Dark music Zhang summons, the underground core of the concert hall, he personally invites the battle. Ji Yen narrowed his eyes with enthusiasm. Old man, the proof continues, the crisis is new. Lin Yuyan gently held Chu Tian's hand. Chu Tian, we. In the black mist, the bells of the concert hall turned into distorted melody, and the shadow whisper of the leader echoed, "Come on, the first guardian." The 5 lights play in unison, the battle of eternal trap. In the direction of the concert hall, black mist rolled in like the breath of a giant beast, and the distorted pendulum sound hit the stone bricks of the square in waves, as if an invisible hammer smashed the aftertaste of the cheers just now. The street lights swayed, and the orange halo was swallowed up by the ink-like mist. The students' instruments were still trembling in their hands. The blue-haired guitar guy's blue eyes stared to the extreme, and the guitar strings were buzzing. He took a step back, his voice trembling like a broken kite. The concert hall, the dark movement sounded. The low and twisted melody, like the leader himself blowing the trumpet of hell. Our whole school's light silk had just awakened to assist. In 1 second, the sound reached the top, and the square paradise fell into the endless abyss. King Chu Tian, 5. The internal strife in the alliance of gods has just been resolved, and now the leader invites a direct battle. Let us cannon fodder feed the iron chain first. The saxophone boy hugged the instrument tightly, with cold sweat still dripping from the mouth of the saxophone, and his face with wet tears was twisted in panic, and he shouted, "Despair! Cycle upgrade!" The middle-level symphony liberates the community to feel the warmth, the black fog squirms again, and the pendulum of the concert hall sounds loudly like a mockery, "Come and try the eternal trapped core." The whole school kneels down and begs for mercy. Chu Tian, help. The air is filled with the smell of rust and decay mixed with charred ash from fireworks. The edge of the black mist has condensed into the outline of a clock phantom, with purple and black veins faintly revealed, like the shadow of a leader extending. Ji Yan's red hair danced wildly in the wind, and the passionate drumsticks rumbled on the ground. He stared at the door of the concert hall with squinted eyes, and his inner monologue was like the roar of war drums, perfect score for crisis warning. The old man Yinlong has just certified, and the dark music directly penetrates the core of the underground. I have stepped on countless traps in the first 10 cycles. This wave of boss invitations to fight is full of bad taste, and the boss's dark eyes are gaining momentum, but the midnight clock doubled in advance, the light in the square was suppressed unsteadily, and the blood pressure could not be suppressed. Lin Yuyan held Chu Tian's clothes tightly with her gentle hands, the healing charm of the pink mist dissipated, her tearful eyes reflected the blue ghost fire in the concert hall, her voice was soft and trembling. Chu Tian, the dark movement is so scary, the feeling of sisters in a past life is coming again, let's pull it together. Qin accompanies you, but all the students in the school are shaken and their hearts are in chaos. Su Wan's white dress fluttered, her blue eyes flashed proudly but hidden with worry. She hummed in anticipation of the melody, and the blue and gold light pierced the mist like a probe, humming softly, "Idiots, don't panic." The premonition clip showed that there were many traps at the entrance to the concert hall, and the leader's shadow said a small reincarnation. The labyrinth, but, there is a break. Professor Gu Sheng's trombone dropped, his white hair fluttered, and the purple-black light shone suppressively under the silver dragon. He whispered hoarsely, "Chu Tian, the first guardian. I know all about the history of clocks. The dark movement is the leader's test, and the underground core is afraid of the resonance of the whole city. Our 5-light silver fusion, charge." Chu Tian's dark smile reappeared, the remaining warmth of the piano keys burned on his fingertips, and fragments of past life memories came flooding back. At the moment of sealing, the dark movement once swallowed up half the city's soul, but he hesitated for a moment when he played the ultimate symphony, and was counterattacked by the purple-black seeds. The inner monologue is turbulent. If you want to rise, you must first suppress the divine level. The whole school's admiration turns to despair and ridicule. The bells of the dark music are as loud as the sky is falling. Gu Sheng's history sharing is gaining momentum. Su Wan's foreknowledge and guidance. I can't collapse as an SS-level leader. The conflict of doubts has just been resolved, and now the leader invites a fight psychological game, rushing too fast to feed the iron chain, delaying the midnight reset. Smart layout. First use the intermediate symphony to explore the path, and use the whole school's light thread to assist in the daily counterattack. Forbearance, bounce up and reverse. He turned around, pressed the air with his fingers, and the golden sound waved like an invisible dragon circling, tearing apart a corner of the black fog. He led with a low voice, the whole school listens to the order. Blue hair and saxophone lead, instruments play in unison to assist the 5 lights, pretending to be a party after party and follow us into the concert hall. Ji Yen beats the drums to warn, Lin Yuyen uses the powder mist healing path, Su Wan predictive dodge, Gu Sheng's silver dragon suppresses the purple and black, the dark movement, let's fight. The student's eyes widened, and the blue-haired guitar guy plucked the guitar strings, his voice trembling and became enthusiastic, the God King's plan. The whole school's light tsunami assists, the party pretends to rush to the concert hall, and takes off with a taunt in the face. The 5 members of the team rushed into the door of the concert hall, and the black fog hit their faces like living creatures. All the lights in the hall were extinguished, leaving only the flickering light of the clock base. The ancient music scores on the wall were pulsing with light, and the air reverberated with low and dark music, twisted trumpets and double basses intertwined, like ghosts crying and wolves devouring the soul. All the students in the school swarmed to follow, the instruments hummed to expand the resonance, but they suddenly encountered the first trap. Countless small clocks' phantom iron chains were cracked on the floor, and the whip shadows whipped the light wires. The blue-haired guitar guy was the first to bear the brunt, and the guitar strings broke. He stared back and screamed, "Trap!" The small reincarnation of the iron chain traps the fragments of childhood. My guitar dream in the previous life is shattered, reset the eternal cycle. 5 God, save me. The saxophone boy's saxophone fell, and the iron chain wrapped around his legs and wailed, despair. The music mocked the whole school's cannon fodder to die first. Chu Tian's layout failed. Ji Yen roared with passion, and the electric drum hit the red fire drum beat, but was knocked away by the iron chain. He complained in his heart, damn. I stepped on this pit in the first 10 cycles, and the hot blood acceleration can't keep up. Boss, please be resourceful. Chu Tian was sweating coldly, and the inner game was like a piano key clashing. The disadvantage is overwhelming. The dark movement interferes with the resonance, the intermediate symphonic golden dragon is dim, the whole school is ridiculing, and the midnight clock is approaching. Breaking the game, Gu Sheng's history shares weaknesses, and the easy ensemble reverses. He roared, "Professor, the history of clocks, what is the core of the trap?" Gu Xing played the silver dragon bass on the trombone, and the silver waves penetrated into the iron chain. He explained hoarsely, "The clock was born at the end of the last century. It is a relic of the musical soul war. The leader implanted it in the nodes of the city and will forever be trapped in the dead zone. The first trap is afraid of being set." Laughing at the disharmonious ensemble, random playing disrupts the rhythm of the music. The teen was stunned, and Ji Yen laughed passionately and hit the ground with his mallet. "Ha! The old man's magic, funny ensemble. I'm messing with the electronic drum." He improvised the rhythm of the talk show, and the red-hot drum beat turned into a funny staccato dong-pa-dong. Boom, puff, like a fart, Lin Yuyan covered her mouth with a gentle puff, smiling as the pink mist healed her. "Senior Ji, so embarrassing." Su Wan's arrogant blue eyes rolled back, anticipating the song but couldn't help humming a staccato high-pitched "La Heya," and the blue and gold lightsaber stabbed the iron chain randomly. The bass of Gu Xing's trombone changed into "woo-woo pop," and the silver dragon twisted like an old man hiccuping. Chu Tian was ecstatic in his heart, full score for the reversal. The witty arrangement of the funny ensemble, the desire to advance before the extreme. He pretended to play "Ding Dong, Pa Pa Bang" on the piano, and the golden dragon sound waves turned into comic explosions, and the core of the iron chain trembled and collapsed. The blue-haired guitar guy picked up the guitar and stood up, his eyes widened and he knelt down in shock, shocked. The dark movement overwhelms the trap of despair, and the funny and discordant ensemble destroys the iron chain in 1 second. Chu Tian's golden dragon plays the leader of God, Ji Yan's fart makes the earthquake, Su Wan is so arrogant, Lin Yuyan burst into tears, Gu Xing burst into laughter and worshipped Long Yinbua. The saxophone boy burst into tears and played loudly, the charm of the 5 gods exploded. The historical sharing was easily solved, the rhythm of the music was chaotic, and the excitement was overwhelming. Deep in the hall, the dark music was slightly disordered. They breathed forward and broke into the daily service of the lounge. The steamy bathroom was filled with hot mist, and the crystal light reflected the water droplets sliding on the tiles, like soul dew. Lin Yuyan blushed tenderly and pulled Chu Tian in. Chu Tian, healed from the iron chain injury, played the piano and bathed together, the benefits of sisters in the previous life, and the tacit understanding sublimated surrounded by pink mist. She took off her coat, her snowy muscles were looming in the mist, and the violin bow strings played a healing melody of pink mist. She snuggled tenderly against Chu Tian's chest, and the water splashed into her sweet heart. Moved, the inner monologue was soft and waxy, "Childhood sweethearts, we will never be separated. I will play the piano with you to wash away the dark fog, and embrace the ultimate dependence." Chu Tian blushed, the remaining warmth of her fingertips caressing the keys of the piano slid over her waist, and her inner game changed, full marks for benefits. The growth of leadership is sweetly charged, and the bond is strengthened after doubts are resolved. Ji Yen pushed the door open and rushed in with wet red hair, waving the electric drumstick and complaining, "Damn. Boss Yuyen is bathing together, and I am training to guard outside with enthusiasm. I have soaked in countless bathtubs of black mist in the first 10 cycles, come on, electric drum water battle training," the drums speed up to keep up with the dark music. He hit the water splash drum wave, red fire steaming funny splashed everyone laughed. Su Wan's white dress was soaked, her blue eyes were arrogant and flushed, and the mysterious singing voice seductively whispered, "Idiots, foresee the melody in the bathroom, the blue and gold threads are entangled, hum, hold on tight." She was close to Chu Tian, the high-pitched prophetic song was as seductive as silk threads, and the blue sword was smooth. Mist, inner arrogance and dependence, talking, tacit understanding of the benefits of fighting, charging before predicting the crisis. Professor Gu Xing leaned against the door on the trombone, and silver dragon bass shared history, the clock originated from the music war in the previous life. The leader was a genius composer, implanted with purple the soul of He Yong is trapped. It is because of you 5 lights. Everyone gathered around the bath and shared interesting stories about the cycle. Ji Yan laughed enthusiastically. I stepped on Old Man Gu Xing 10 times in the first 10 cycles, and now the Silver Dragon brothers. Lin Yuyan snuggled up gently, the first one. I don't remember the oath of Chu Tian, it's so sad. I will remember it forever now. Su Wan hummed proudly, the idiot played the piano and peeked at me while I was wet. The sisters in the previous life cried out for sacrifice. The blue-haired guitar brother worshipped outside the door. The bond was strengthened like a resonance explosion, the fusion of 5 light silver was solid, and the intermediate symphony was proficient. Chu Tian's leader accumulated a sense of satisfaction in his heart, full marks for growth. Funny reversal of service benefits, strategic planning and suppression of the movement, small reversal, rushing to the underground core. They rushed out of the mist, the instruments played in unison and pushed open the underground door. The climax of the dark movement resumed, but was suppressed by the discordant aftertaste. The whole school was assisted by the tsunami of light silk, and the blue-haired guitar guy led the way and shouted shockingly, "The 5 gods' bathroom is charging and taking off." Interesting stories are shared and the tacit understanding is God-level, all traps are broken, the leader invites us to fight. The saxophone boy sang and worshipped, Chu Tian's dark leadership charm, everyone complained about the sweet benefits, and the dark music trembled. Su Wan pouted proudly, picked up the piece of music score and gave it to Chu Tian. Humph, an idiot leads the army and teaches the chess pieces to become allies. Foreseeing the shadow of the party. Lin Yuyan leaned against Chu Tian and smiled softly, Chu Tian, my hands are still warm. I will play the piano for you at the party. Ji Yan held the mallet enthusiastically, ha. The whole school party, I'm going to start my solo, summon the city nodes. Chu Tian held the map in his fist and smiled sinisterly, new daily life, disguised adventure. Clock, the second layer of weakness is obtained, the whole city's melody war is about to explode. The purple-black giant shadow completely condensed in front of the clock base at the end of the underground, like a twisted king of music. Its 3-meter-high body was intertwined with countless pendulum iron chains. Each chain was entangled with blue will-o'-the-wisps, pulsating like a heart and spitting out decaying black mist. The air solidified instantly, and the smell of rust and burnt music assaulted the nostrils. The low hum of the pendulum turned into invisible sound waves, causing the stone bricks on the steps to crack under the pressure, and debris rained down on everyone's shoulders. The leader's face was hidden in the hood-like black mist, revealing only a pair of blood-red eyes. The pupils reflected the wail of the endless soul, and the deep laughter was like the ghost cry of a double bass, echoing endlessly. First Guardian, Chu Tian, you personally implanted this purple-black seed in your previous life, sealing the whole city's musical soul into a dead zone, and now you are back with these chess pieces. The dark music will play forever, the midnight clock has advanced, your resonance is just my prelude. All the students in the school huddled together behind the stairs. The blue-haired guitar guy's guitar strings buzzed and broke. His blue eyes stared to the limit. His knees went soft and he knelt down. His voice trembled like a candle in the wind, despair. The leader is here in person. The purple-black giant shadow pendulum and iron chain are tsunami, the whole school's optical fiber support collapsed in an instant, and the underground core of the concert hall was crushed. The black mist swallowed the soul and shattered the dream. The Chu Tian Divine King, the 5 Gods Alliance just recharged the tacit understanding in the bathroom, and now the second brush of the iron chain whip shadow is upgraded. Let's feed the eternal circle first. Cold sweat burst out from the mouth of the saxophone boy. He held his head and backed away, his face twisted with tears, and screamed, the God King's plan failed. The climax of the dark movement resumed, and the midnight clock approached 1 minute. We knelt down in a tsunami of light and begged for mercy. The leader had blood eyes. Mockery, the first guard traitor goes home, the whole school worships him and falls into the abyss. Help. The students' musical instruments were all out of tune, and the low hum turned into a wail. Iron chain tentacles were stretched out from the edge of the black fog, and the crackling sound of lashing light wires was like the explosion of firecrackers, and a wave of panic came. Ji Yan's red hair flew wildly in the wind of black mist, and he clenched the electric drumstick until his knuckles turned white. He stared at the giant shadow with passionate eyes, and his inner monologue was like the roar of a war drum: the crisis is perfect. In the first 10 cycles, I dreamed about this purple-black boss, the endless sea of iron chains. The blood pressure could not stop the midnight clock, the boss's dark eyes were gathering momentum, but the whole school collapsed and the wave of ridicule proved. It's coming, old man Yin Long, don't be cowardly. Lin Yuyen's gentle hands tightly grasped the corner of Chu Tian's clothes, and the pink mist healed the silk threads. Her tearful eyes reflected her blood-red eyes, and her voice was soft and crying, Chu Tian, the leader is so strong, and the sisters in the previous life felt completely broken. We played the piano to heal, but the iron chains were stripped of threads. It was so messy and scary, all the students in the school knelt down. We can't hold it together. The edge of Su Wan's white dress was eroded by the mist. Her blue eyes flashed proudly but could not hide the worry. She whispered quickly in anticipation of the melody. The blue and gold light pierced the giant shadow like a needle, but was shocked by the rebound. She hummed and trembled, idiots, predicted the fragment hell. The leader's clone controlled the clock to summon endless phantoms. The flaw is in the core. The heart is purple and black, but the midnight clock is advanced, and the whole city cannot hold back the resonance. Professor Gu Sheng's trombone dropped, his white hair fluttering like silver threads, purple and black light flashing violently in his body. He roared hoarsely, Chu Tian, the historical core of the clock, I can't help but implant the seed, but the leader is afraid of the 5-ray silver fusion. Mysterious assistance, charge. Chu Tian's black-faced smile froze for a moment, and cold sweat fell down his forehead. The memory fragments of his past life were like razors cutting into his mind. At the moment of sealing, he voluntarily held the purple-black seed, which backfired on half the city's souls, just to save thousands of musicians from the realm of death, but in exchange for the curse of eternal imprisonment. The inner monologue is turbulent: if you want to rise, you must first suppress your peak. The whole school's admiration turns to despair and kneels down to ridicule. The leader's bloody eyes bear down on the tsunami of iron chains. The countdown to midnight is like the sky is falling. Su Wan foresees the scene of hell. I can't collapse as an SS-level leader. Questioning conflicts are reignited. Is the sacrifice in the previous life worth it? Now the strategy is planned. Intermediate symphony upgraded to the ultimate version, integrated with the ultimate runes, crystal weakness, silver dragon mystery. The whole school's light threads are forced to awaken, and the funny and discordant aftertaste suppresses the movement. First explore the flaws and then reveal the trump card. Shinobi, play against the sky. The black mist iron chain has rushed to the front, and the first whip shadow whipped towards the blue-haired guitar brother. He failed to dodge, and the light threads shattered. His childhood guitar dream was reset, and he fell to the ground wailing, the God King has failed. The disadvantage was pushed to the extreme, and Chu Tian suddenly roared. The whole school listens to the order. The tsunami of light threads assists the 5 lights, and the disguised wail follows to expand the resonance. Now, the ultimate intermediate symphony, explode. He pressed the air with 10 fingers, golden sound waves spiraled and erupted like an invisible dragon. The self-created intermediate symphony merged into the ultimate symphony. The golden dragon roared and tore apart the sea of iron chains. The pendulum shattered like glass collapsing. The sensory shock was like a volcano erupting. The underground air shook into vacuum waves, and stone bricks cracked and splashed. Ji Yan's passionate roar relay, the electric drumsticks smashed against the red fire drum beats, amplifying the resonance 10 times, recording all the weaknesses of the first 10 cycles, and the drum wave shattered the iron chain defense. The boss golden dragon opened the way. I upgraded my hot-blooded drum fart, bang, 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 boom. The red fire drum wave smashed the phantom like a meteorite rain. The iron chain broke with a rumbling sound, and the students were shocked with their eyes wide open. Su Wan's arrogant blue eyes ignited, and her prophetic song erupted in a high-pitched voice. The blue-gold sword light dodged the aftermath of the iron chain, and accurately penetrated the flaw, idiot, the core seed of prediction. The song is locked. Her song was like a rain of blue swords, tearing open the hood of the giant shadow, revealing the leader's twisted face, the look of a pale composer, with blood-streaked eyes. Lin Yuyen's gentle tearful eyes turned firm, and the violin bow pulled out a pink mist to heal a large area, healing the entire school's optical fiber and the team's injuries. The pink mist bloomed like a sea of flowers and wrapped the golden dragon. Chu Tian, the pink mist will always be with you, and I will crush it with you while playing the piano. The pink light healed the remnants of the iron chains, and the students' wounds healed instantly. Professor Gu Sheng's trombone silver dragon mystery was fully activated. The silver wave penetrated into the 5 lights and expanded, suppressing the purple and black backlash. The horse instructor roared, "The clock is afraid of the resonance of the city's nodes, the silver dragon merges, the hiccup dragon's chaos is upgraded, woo-woo pu thong boom." The silver dragon twists like a silver mad dragon to assist the golden dragon and penetrates the leader's clone. The leader's bloody eyes widened, the purple-black giant shadow trembled, the endless phantom clock army surged out from the base like a tide, and the iron chain whip shadow came in a tsunami, but the ultimate intermediate symphonic rhythm suppressed the dark movement, and the funny and discordant aftertaste disrupted its pulse. The blue-haired guitar guy picked up the guitar with broken strings, stood up and stared in shock, kneeling down to worship, a shocking miracle. The leader personally came to the sea of iron chains to overwhelm despair. The ultimate symphony of 5-ray silver exploded in 1 second, the golden dragon penetrated and tore the core, Ji Yen blew up the meteorite to shatter the defense, Su Wan's blue sword predicted the lock flaw, Lin Yuyen's sea of pink mist flowers healed the whole audience, Gu Sheng burped the dragon silver wave to assist the great. The whole school took off with the help of a tsunami of light silk threads, and the taunting face was reversed. The SS-level trump card of Chu Tian's evil leader exploded, and the God King was immortal. The saxophone boy burst into tears and played the saxophone loudly, with blue eyes at the peak of his charm. The fun of the 5 gods' tacit understanding was released on the battlefield, and the rhythm of the dark music was completely chaotic. The leader's clone trembled and knelt down, and the whole school was engulfed in admiration. The giant shadow suddenly collapsed, the core of the purple-black seed was exposed, the clock base glowed with dim light, all the ultimate symphony runes were unlocked, and all the past life memory crystal fragments flew into Chu Tian's mind. He voluntarily sealed it to save thousands of souls from the death realm, but was backlashed by the leader and trapped forever. Emotions were as high as a volcano, and the 5 members of the team gasped and gathered around. Ji Yen hugged Chu Tian and laughed, "Boss. Sacrifice the god level in the previous life, the passionate brothers will always be with you." Lin Yuyen cried tenderly and cuddled up, pink mist hugged, Chu Tian. "I will remember the past life forever, it is worth playing the piano to accompany you." Su Wan's arrogant red eyes burst into tears, and she hummed, "Idiot. Foreknowledge of the sacrifice, now we win." Gu Sheng's silver hair fell down, and his eyes were hoarse with tears. "The first guardian, the truth is unlocked, and my purple-black backlash is terminated." All the students in the school burst into tears and cheered, and the blue-haired guitar guy led the leader and shouted, "The savior of the past life of the God King. Defeat the leader's clone, the core of the clock is liberated, worship takes off." The underground stairs were eerie, the black mist was as thick as a solid substance, and the loud sound of the pendulum swallowed up the footsteps. Su Wan's blue eyes suddenly condensed, and the prophetic melody hurriedly whispered, "Idiot, the ultimate crisis, the leader of the guardian, is here in person." Gu Sheng's purple-black light flashed wildly, Ji Yen narrowed his eyes with blood, "Old man, it's time to prove it." Lin Yuyen held Chu Tian gently, "Chu Tian, we." At the end of the darkness, the purple-black giant shadow slowly condensed, and a low laughter echoed, "The first guardian, welcome home." Chu Tian stared at the exposed purple-black seed on the base of the clock. It pulsated slightly like a dying heart, emitting the faint light of half the city's soul being trapped forever. The images of his past life hit his mind repeatedly like a frenzy. He held it with his own hands, sealed the backlash, and rescued the souls of thousands of musicians from the dead zone, but in exchange he was trapped in the reincarnation of the curse forever. Half the city's companions turned into fuel for the pendulum chain, and the wailing sound still echoes in his ears. The inner monologue was like the wrong note of the piano keys cracking, and he roared wildly, "Is it worth it? In my previous life, I sacrificed myself as an SS-level person, in exchange for the leader mocking the bloody eyes. Now the whole school worships and questions the abyss. The five-light silver of the team cannot suppress the black hole in my heart. The midnight clock is suspended, but the golden light of the abyss summons judgment. The sinister leader cannot collapse, but this sacrifice. Is it really fucking worth it?" His fingers trembled slightly, the afterglow of the golden sound waves dissipated, and his knees softened and he almost fell to his knees. The remnants of the black mist squirmed from the gaps of the base like tentacles, extending out several small pendulum phantoms. The minions of the little guardians revived, and the shadows of the iron chain whips hit the stone bricks. Debris fell like rain, and the stench of rust and burning became stronger in the air. The crowd of students behind the school shook instantly. The blue-haired guitar guy's guitar strings had just healed and started buzzing again. His blue eyes widened to the limit. The climax of worship just now turned into a panic whisper, and his knees became weak again. "God King." Inner conflict broke out. Sacrifice in previous life. The pictures are flying together, and the tsunami of light threads in our school has just taken off, and now the pulsating little phantoms of purple and black seeds are resurrected, the shadows of the iron chain are brushed twice, the golden light of the abyss is overwhelming the judgment, the God King is questioning and kneeling, we are worshipping the tide turning into the abyss of despair. The saxophone boy spewed hot air from his saxophone mouth. He backed away with his head in his arms, his tears twisted and his screams trembling. The God King saved the world at a divine level in his previous life. He defeated his clones and shocked the whole school. Now the black hole is devouring the heart. The little guardian chain is stripped of silk and dreams are shattered. The childhood guitar fragment is reset. We knelt down to beg for mercy and our worship failed, and the crisis reignited. The students' musical instruments were out of tune, and the low hum turned into a wail. The iron chain tentacles on the edge of the black mist whipped the light threads, and firecrackers exploded. Panic surged in like a tide. Some people screamed and fell to the ground, "The God King collapses, we will all be destroyed." Ji Yan's red hair was frantic, and his knuckles turned white when he clenched the electric drumstick. He rushed forward with eyes narrowed with passion, and hugged Chu Tian's shoulders. He beat the drums with a booming inner monologue, "Boss. Full marks for sacrifice in the previous life. God-level brothers will always be with you. The inner conflict is overwhelming. I have dreamed of this black hole in the past 10 cycles, and the hot-blooded drumming proved to be worthwhile." The whole school knelt down to ridicule the wave again, and it was time to prove, "Go." But his drumstick hit the ground and the small phantom iron chain bounced back half a step, and the red fire drum wave almost broke. Lin Yuyan's gentle hands tugged at the corners of Chu Tian's clothes. The pink mist healed the dim silk threads. Her tearful eyes reflected the golden light of the abyss, and her soft and waxy voice trembled as she cried, "Chu Tian, it hurt to sacrifice in the previous life. We played the piano to heal, but the black hole in our hearts swallowed us up, it's so chaotic and so scary. The whole school is kneeling, our pink mist can't hold it back." The edge of Su Wan's white skirt was eroded by the mist, her blue eyes flashed proudly and worriedly, she whispered the melody in anticipation, but the little phantom of blue and gold needles was backlashed. Shocked, he hummed and trembled, "Idiot, foreseeing the inner conflict in hell, the sacrifice is worth tens of millions of times in return, but the judgment of the abyss at midnight is approaching, and the whole city cannot hold back the resonance." Professor Gu Xing dropped his trombone, white hair and silver threads danced wildly, and purple and black light threads flashed wildly in his body. The disadvantage reached the bottom. Dozens of small pendulum phantoms poured out from the base. A tsunami of iron chain whip shadows rushed towards the team's light filaments. The blue-haired guitar guy failed to dodge, and the light filaments shattered. His childhood dream was reset, and he fell to the ground wailing, "God King, the black hole in his heart has failed, we are all the school's optical fiber collapses." Chu Tian's black-bellied eyes dimmed, and his heart was filled with rage. If you want to rise, you must suppress it to the extreme. Before the team heals, the whole school kneels down in despair, and the little phantom iron chain presses on top, questioning the sacrifice like the sky is falling. Endure, reverse. Just as the golden light of the abyss flourished, the judgment bell rang low. When the omen came, Su Wan was the first to break out. Her arrogant blue eyes ignited, and her prophetic song poured out in a high-pitched voice. The blue and gold light was like a rain of swords locking on the small phantom's flaw. "Idiots, predict the future is beautiful. Sacrifice for the liberation of the souls of the whole city. Idiot Chu Tian marries my sister Leyland. Ji Yan Hanshue's wedding made the whole city high. Gu Sheng, the old man, retired. Our 5 lights will forever play the symphony of heaven. The song is locked. The blue sword rain explodes." The blue and gold sword light accurately pierced the core of the iron chain, the small phantom shattered and the glass collapsed, and the students were shocked with their eyes wide open. Lin Yuyan's tearful eyes turned firm, and the gentle violin bow pulled out a sea of pink mist and flowers that exploded, wrapping the black hole in Chu Tian's heart and healing it. The pink light bloomed like love fireworks, and her soft and waxy confession voice was trembling but sweet. "Chu Tian, my childhood sweetheart will always remember my past life, your sacrifice is worth it. Playing the piano with you to break everything, I love you, from childhood to eternity." Pink mist embraces the black hole, playing the piano to bathe together every night. Pink mist flower see, heal. Pink mist instantly healed the team's injuries and the whole school's light. The warmth in Chu Tian's heart revived like a piano key, and the dark smile slowly returned. Ji Yan's passionate roar relay, the electric drumsticks smashed against the red-hot drum beats, amplifying the resonance 10 times, recording all the weaknesses in the first 10 cycles, and the meteorite rain from the drum wave shattered the remaining iron chains. Boss. The passionate brothers proved that sacrifice is worth the god-level explosion. Passionate blood. The fart drum music took off all over the city, and the interesting story of our bathroom water fight will always be remembered. Bang bang boom, the drum king's blood will always follow. The red fire drum wave smashed the last little phantom, the iron chain broke and rumbled, and the funny and discordant aftertaste suppressed the low hum of the pendulum. Professor Gu Sheng's trombone silver dragon mystery was fully opened, and the silver wave penetrated into the interweaving of 5 lights, suppressing the pulse of the purple and black seeds. His horse instructor's voice burst into tears and taught, "Chu Tian, the #1 guardian of the past life. The truth, the leader is implanted in nodes throughout the city. You hold the seeds. Backfired half the city to save thousands. My deputy guardian chess piece witnessed it, it was worth it." The silver dragon merged, the hiccup dragon played wildly to assist, woo-woo, ping, bang. The silver dragon twisted and surged through the gap of the base, the purple and black seeds trembled and shrank, and the golden light of the abyss was suspended. The team's 5 rays silver melted, and the inner conflicts evaporated like black mist. Chu Tian roared and laughed, "It's worth it. I'm a scheming leader, full marks for healing, and now the welfare complaining scene has eased, the whole school obeys orders, the tsunami of light silk follows, and the tacit understanding is revisited in the bathroom every day, composing a near-ultimate symphonic exercise." The atmosphere instantly reversed, and the underground air changed from the smell of burnt rust to the healing fragrance of steam. The team pulled Chu Tian back to the hidden hot spring area next to the pedestal, a welfare space derived from the curse of the clock. The steaming water mist filled the air, like an upgraded version of the campus bathroom, surrounded by a sea of pink mist flowers, and the blue and gold sword light shone in the water. Lin Yuyan blushed tenderly, played the piano and took a bath together. Pink mist hugged Chu Tian and took a bath, gently played the healing song on the violin bow, softly complained, "Chu Tian, the black hole was so scary just now, play the piano to accompany me, pink mist will always be with you, he benefits for sisters in previous lives, Sister Su Wan, don't be arrogant. Su Wan's white dress was wet and her body was flushed. She predicted the song and whispered seductively. She hummed with blue eyes, idiot. The bathroom predicted heaven, and she hugged her tightly, and the song locked the future wedding, discord and red face. Ji Yen was training passionately in the water battle, playing electric drumsticks and splashing water, and laughing passionately, boss. Full marks for fun things in the bathroom, passionate water splashing, don't be a coward, Mr. Bird Dragon, it proves that the tacit understanding takes off. Thump, pop, embarrassing climax. Gu Xing's silver hair was wet, and the trombone burp dragon's bass was soaked in the soup. He complained hoarsely, you young people in the watch history welfare area, the silver dragon presses the purple and black, and the burp dragon plays the eternal record. The whole school students huddled at the edge of the hot spring, a tsunami of light threads pretended to be having fun, the blue-haired guitar guy picked up the guitar and played loudly to worship, the blue-eyed man knelt down and was shocked, the miracle healing is reversed. The black hole in the heart overwhelmed the little phantom sea of iron chains and despair, the God King team broke out with 5-ray silver, Su Wan's blue sword predicted heaven, Lin Yuyan confessed her love for you playing the piano in the mist, Ji Yan's hot blood blew the meteorite, Gu Xing burped the truth about the secret of the dragon, and complained in the bathroom the whole school takes off with full marks. Our light tsunami worships the God King for eternity, and it feels so exciting. The saxophone boy burst into tears while playing the saxophone, and screamed in ecstasy, the charm of the 5 gods in the past life is at its peak. The fun of the welfare bathroom water fight is released on the battlefield, the little guardian is completely destroyed, and the worship tide will never die. The students cheered in unison, the hot spring water splashed, and the funny discordant ensemble suppressed the remaining black mist. Full of healing, Chu Tian's dark eyes gathered momentum, and he pressed his fingers on the water of the hot spring, golden sound waves hovering, close to the ultimate symphonic practice, integrating the ultimate runes, crystal weaknesses, and the secrets of the silver dragon, the whole city's light filaments expanded, and the golden dragon upgraded and penetrated the abyss. The team followed in tacit understanding, piano the golden dragon roars, Su Wan's blue sword sings and sings, Lin Yuyan's pink mist flower sea heals, Ji Yan's red fire drums meteorite, Gu Xing's silver dragon belches dragon's assistance, the whole school's light silk tsunami amplifies 100 times, approaching the ultimate symphonic rhythm to suppress the pulsation of the bass, the faint sound of purple-black seeds shattering, and the golden light of the abyss is temporarily sealed. The blue-haired guitar guy stared in admiration and bowed, it's close to the ultimate divine song. The golden dragon tears through the abyss, practice makes you invincible, the leader's conspiracy is completely shattered, the SS-level trump card of the God King explodes, and the whole school worships and takes off for eternity. Emotions were released like a volcano, the team gasped and hugged and laughed, Chu Tian's inner monologue was heart-pounding, it's cool to the top. If you want to rise, suppress the bottom before reversing, the team welfare and healing are worth a lot of money, and the decisive battle is moving forward every day. In front of the clock base filled with mist from the hot spring, steam wrapped around the team of 5 people like a dream gauze curtain. All the students around the school squeezed into a cheering circle of light tsunami. The blue-haired guitar guy's guitar strings were buzzing and playing happily, and the saxophone boy was ecstatically spitting out hot air even though his tears were still wet. The discordant ensemble of instruments turned into the end of the campus party carnival. Chu Tian soaked in the hot spring water, his dark eyes lifted up from the afterglow of the golden sound waves, his fingers gently touched the water, and his inner monologue was like the rolling of deep piano keys. After the refreshing healing, the black hole in my heart evaporated into water vapor, the sacrifice in the past life was worth 1,000 gold, the team's tacit understanding was full of silver, and the whole school's worship wave took off. But the clock the bass roared and shook, and the shadows of the final golden abyss appeared. The judgment bell thundered and roared, first guardian, the final judgment. The abyss of golden light was completely opened like the blood basin of a giant beast. The runes on the base were all bright and purple and black, and the pulses were accelerating. Endless shadows of trapped souls seeped out from the cracks. First, there were a dozen or so sparse humanoid figures in gray mist, twisted musical instrument stumps dragging iron chains, emitting an intermittent wailing melody. The air instantly changed from healing steam to the chill of the cold death realm, and the stench of burnt rust returned, mixed with the sweetness of soul decay. The shadow striker rushed to the edge of the hot spring, gray mist tentacles whipped the water, splashing black water whirlpools swallowing the edge of the sea of pink mist flowers. The whole school students were the first to bear the brunt of the tsunami of light threads. The blue-haired guitar guy's blue eyes exploded, the guitar strings broke and fragments of childhood dreams flew. He hit the water with his knees and screamed and trembled, "God King! I just blasted the hot spring while practicing the ultimate divine song. Now the final judgment shadows appear, the gray fog iron chains swallow the light threads. We are all the school party worship turned into the abyss of despair for the second time. The welfare area of the hot spring turned into a dead zone. The blue hair knelt down and begged for mercy, and the light filaments were shattered." The saxophone boy sprayed black mist from the mouth of his saxophone. He held his head and leaned back, panic twisted and burst into tears. The peak of the charm of the five gods has reversed the black hole in the heart, and now the shadow of the soul is outpost and the iron chain whips the sea of shadows. The dream of childhood saxophone reset is shattered, our worship tide collapsed, and the practice of the God King failed and was completely destroyed. The disadvantage was overwhelming, and the atmosphere of the team's hot spring bath instantly froze. Lin Yuyan's gentle hands pulled Chu Tian's wet clothes tightly, and the sea of pink mist flowers eroded the dim edge. Her tearful eyes reflected the shadow of gray mist, and her soft and waxy crying voice trembled like a broken string of a violin. "Chu Tian, the welfare of playing the piano in the hot spring is just sweet, the pink mist embraces the black hole, and the healing is perfect. Now the shadow in the final form throws the iron chain to draw the powder mist. It's so cold and scary." All the students in the school knelt down and the water shredded, our emotional ties couldn't hold on anymore. Ji Yan's red hair was wet and frantic. He clenched the electric drumstick and splashed water. He narrowed his eyes and tried to hug Chu Tian, but was knocked back by the gray fog. He pounded the drums and roared in his inner monologue, "Boss! Full marks for the interesting story of the bloody water battle. Now the judgment shadow forward is on top. I haven't seen this final level in the previous 10 cycles. The iron chain swallows red. Fire drum wave, our passionate rhythm is broken. The whole school is kneeling down in despair, rushing, but the hammer is numb. Su Wan's white dress is still wet, her blue eyes are arrogant and worried, predicting the rapid melody. She hums and trembles when the blue golden light needle stabs the shadow, but is counterattacked by the gray mist, and trembles. Idiots, predicted the outpost battle in hell. The shadow iron chain's weakness is the staccato of the soul, but the final judgment gold the light suppressed the blue sword rain, and our wet welfare turned into crisis. The whole city's light threads fell to pieces. Professor Gu Xing's silver hair rolled down, and the trombone silver dragon roared in a suppressed voice. He roared hoarsely, and the purple and black light threads flashed wildly in his body. The final form of the clock is activated, as witnessed by my deputy guardian in the previous life. The shadows appeared and swallowed thousands. The mysterious silver dragon pressed first, but the golden light of the abyss tore apart, and our bathing assistants failed. Chu Tian's dark smile froze for a moment, his knees sank slightly under the water, and the raging waves in his heart were like mistuned piano keys, extreme suppression. The hot spring soothes the sense of achievement, and the whole school of Shadow Outpost Iron Chain C kneels in despair. Before the team attributes are fully activated, crush the edge, endure, and reverse the practice of ultimate symphonic control. The shadows of the gray mist increased to dozens. The shadow of the iron chain whip was like a wild python and tsunami hitting the core of the hot spring, swallowing up the 5 lights of the team. The blue-haired guitar brother Guangxi collapsed and reset his childhood guitar. He wailed and poured water. The black hole in the heart of the God King has been brushed for the second time, and the miracle we worship has failed. Just as the golden light of the abyss flourished, the low toll of the judgment bell accelerated, and the wail of the soul turned into an indescribable when the harmonious noise boomed. Chu Tian was the first to break out. The genius piano's 10 fingers were pressed out of the water. Golden sound waves spiraled up from the water of the hot spring. All the runes on the first page of the command were approaching the ultimate symphony. All the runes on the first page of the ultimate symphony were unlocked. The silver dragon's mysteries were integrated into the crystal's weakness. The golden dragon's upgraded roar penetrated the abyss crack. The black-bellied leader begins. Practice. The ultimate symphony, the golden dragon tears the shadow chain, the team attributes follow, the whole school's light tsunami amplifies 100 times, easily resolves the outpost, and reaps the fruits of new daily dreams. The golden dragon sound wave is like a laser net, instantly locking the shadow core. The remains of the grey mist humanoid instrument shattered, the glass exploded, and the iron chain broke and exploded with water. Su Wan's arrogant blue eyes ignited, and her prediction navigation was fully activated. Her white dress was wet and she jumped out of the hot spring. Her high-pitched singing voice poured out the blue and gold sword rain, which locked the shadow's staccato weakness. Idiot Chu Tian rules full marks. Predicting the future navigation of heaven, the shadow chain's weakness is fully exposed, the blue sword rain explodes, and the battle climaxes after getting wet. We will definitely win. The blue and gold sword light accurately pierced the breakpoints of dozens of shadow souls, and the grey mist evaporated and screamed. The whole school students widened their eyes and turned to ecstasy. Lin Yuyan's gentle and tearful eyes are firm, the violin bow strings pull out a sea of pink mist flowers, the emotional bond wraps the team and the edge of the hot spring, the pink light love fireworks bloom and heals the broken edge, she follows softly and sweetly, the golden dragon of Chu Tian is so handsome. The emotional bond of the pink mist heals the whole school, the shadow chain is shattered, the piano is always with you, and the new daily dream, campus concert playing the piano and bathing together every day, I love you, hey, sisters, pink mist hugs. The pink mist instantly heals the black vortex on the water and resets the students' childhood dreams. The blue-haired guitar guy picked up the guitar and knelt down in the water to worship fervently, the goddess of pink mist's emotional bond is magical. The shadow front chain C is desperate, the God King team practices the ultimate reversal, the golden dragon and blue sword pink mist takes off, our tsunami of light silk worship is so exciting. Ji Yan's passionate roar relay, the electric drumsticks hit the water surface wildly, the red-hot drumbeat amplified 10 times, the weaknesses of the first 10 loops were improvised, and the meteorite rain shattered the remaining iron chains, the boss dominates the god level. The hot-blooded rhythm proves, the shadow's weakness is completely shattered, practice the ultimate bang bang boom boom, new daily life, school the hot-blooded water fight at the garden party is always high, and the brothers bear hug each cycle, the hot-blooded meteorite rain, rush. The red fire drum wave smashed the last outpost shadow, the sea of iron chains broke and the water column shot into the sky, the funny and discordant aftertaste suppressed the low toll of the judgment bell, and the saxophone boy burst into tears and played the saxophone and screamed in ecstasy. The drum king's hot-blooded rhythm meteorite shattered the iron chain. The outposts were completely destroyed, and our whole school was kneeling in the water and worshipping. The practice was invincible and exhilarating. Professor Gu Sheng's trombone, the secret of the silver dragon, merged with the 5 lights, and the silver wave penetrated into the golden and blue fire powder to suppress the pulsation of the bass. His hoarse and tearful instructor gave the blessing, Chu Tian the one guard, practiced the ultimate secret with full marks. The silver dragon's burping dragon beats the abyss, and the historical weaknesses of the clock are all exposed. The new daily life, the retired silver dragon listens to your campus wedding, and will be remembered forever. The silver dragon twists and surges through the crack, the purple-black seeds tremble and shrink, and the edge of the golden abyss is temporarily sealed. The atmosphere reversed like a volcano erupting, the hot spring area returned from the chill of death to the healing fragrance of steam, the team practiced the ultimate symphonic rhythm suppression bass with 5-ray silver, the shadow outpost was completely wiped out, the grey mist evaporated, and the crystal soul fragments dropped and treasures flew into the palm of Chu Tian, the new upgraded version of the map. The final node of the city flashed, status and reputation were like a tsunami of light threads. The whole school paid tribute, and the blue-haired guitar brother led the team to worship. The team of God King practices the ultimate divine song. Golden Dragon Order. The royal blue sword navigates the hot-blooded rhythm of the silver dragon. The shadow chain outposts are easily destroyed, the soul fragments and treasures are harvested, the reputation and status of the God King are immortal, our tsunami of light licks and takes off, and the new kingdom of the campus is born. The students cheered in unison, and the water splashed everywhere. The hot spring party upgraded, and the saxophone boy enthusiastically embraced the guitar brother. The 5 divine attributes are fully activated and easily resolved, and the guardian's weaknesses are full of complaints, and the feeling of peak worship is undying. The team gasped and retreated to the core of the hot spring. Chu Tian laughed blackly and caught the soul fragments. His inner monologue was full of fruits. The harvest is full. If you want to be successful, you must first suppress the reversal, practice the ultimate command and tacit understanding of the God level. The new map status is worshipped by the whole school. Now deal with trivial matters, complaining about weaknesses. Su Xian's daily dreams. He flicked the golden waves on the surface of the water with his fingers. The team turned around. Su Wan, perfect score for predicting the navigation, locking the shadow's weakness with the staccato blue sword. The climax of the Tsundra's wet battle is worth $1,000. New daily routine. After breaking the cycle, the wedding singing in the campus concert hall will be in heaven, and the idiot wife will hum forever. Water drops rolled down Su Wan's white dress. The Tsundra blushed and hummed with blue eyes flashing with joy. Idiot, predicted that heaven is going to explode. The wedding lawn Jinyu locks you in, hugging you tightly every night, pulling Sister Fenwa to be a sister. Lin Yuyan snuggles tenderly on Chu Tian's shoulder, and the sea of pink mist flowers surrounds you softly and sweetly. Chu Tian, the emotional bond is always accompanied by playing the piano, and the new daily campus concert is a welfare bath together every day. Qing Mei loves you, sisters, hee. Fenwa hugs the whole family high. Ji Yen the hot-blooded hammer smashed the water and laughed, boss. The hot-blooded rhythm of the new daily party is played in a chaotic way. The brothers' wedding is bang bang and the bang is always followed, and the old man Hiccup's dragon is retired and certified with hot blood. Gu Xingyin complained hoarsely, all the weaknesses and the trivial matters of the clock have been cleared, you young people. The new daily silver dragon listens to the campus dream, the secret assists forever, and the Hiccup's dragon pops. The whole school's students cheered loudly, and the blue-haired guitar guy with blue eyes worshipped and worshipped. God King Su Xian's daily dream is full marks. Practice the ultimate easy outpost. The guardian's weakness complains about the staccato. The iron chain is broken. The soul fragment treasures reputation and status take off across the school. Our tsunami of light silk will always follow the new kingdom on campus. Worship is so exciting. In the mist, trivial matters were dealt with like a sideshow. Chu Tian's old notebook recorded new map nodes. The team told each other interesting stories about their weaknesses. Ji Yen laughed awkwardly during the brain-replenishing battle. Lin Yuyan covered her mouth with pink mist and puffed. Su Wan proudly hummed the premonition wedding clip. Gu Xing hiccuped the remaining pulsation of the dragon's base assist pressure. And the sense of accomplishment was soothing and permeating like a golden dragon circling. The base of the clock roared and shook. The final runes were activated, and the endless abyss loomed in the golden light. Chu Tian's inner conflict broke out, and there were a flood of images of sacrifices in his previous life. Half the city's soul was trapped forever. Was he worth it? Whispers of doubt echoed. Is the sacrifice really worth it? The clock base suddenly roared and shook. The final runes all lit up. The golden abyss was completely torn open. Endless shadows of trapped souls appeared, and the judgment bell sounded like thunder. First guardian, final judgment, come on. The hot spring water mist was instantly swallowed by the blood-red vortex of the golden abyss. The clock base pulsed and expanded like a living thing. The purple-black seed core burst out with thousands of iron chain tentacles. The endless black army of souls poured out from the abyss like a tide. Thousands of human figures were twisted in the gray mist. Broken musical instrument limbs drag shadows of blood chains and whips, and wailing noises turn into sonic booms and tsunamis that bombard the hot spring area. Each shadow carries the decadent resentment of the music wars of the previous century. The air solidifies into frost blades cutting the skin, and the blood of rust and the sweetness of the soul interweave into a suffocating poisonous mist. The judgment bell finally thundered like the sky was shattering and the earth was shattering. The leader's bloody eyes emerged from the center of the abyss. His ferocious face was half empty and half real. The low roar of the blood-red trombone fangs echoed throughout the school, the first guardian Chu Tian. In the past life, he voluntarily sealed the soul and swallowed half of the city's soul. Today's final judgment, the endless army swallows thousands, the clock is trapped in the dead zone forever, and the soul judgment is fully activated. The tsunami of light threads among the students in the school instantly collapsed into a storm of fragments. The blue-haired guitar guy's blue eyes were so bloodshot that they burst. His guitar with broken strings smashed into the water and his childhood dreams were reset. He knelt on his knees and sank into the shallows of the hot springs. His screams trembled like broken strings, God King. Practice. Xi Jinping has just exploded on the outpost, and now the endless soul army is pressing down on the realm. The blood-eyed leader roars the tsunami of iron chains. The tide of our whole school's light silk worship turns to the ultimate second brush of the despair abyss. The hot spring welfare area turns into a blood domain to engulf. The blue-haired boy kneels in the water and his childhood guitar is forever broken. Ah! The saxophone boy sprayed blood mist from the mouth of his saxophone pipe. He held his head and rolled over the water. He screamed in panic and twisted, the charm of the five gods has reversed the black hole. Now the army's iron chain and blood chain whip shadow are endless, and the childhood saxophone dream is shattered. We knelt in the water to worship and collapsed, the God King finally failed and the blood-eyed judgment destroyed the whole city. The students' musical instruments fell into the water and exploded, and the fragments of light fell like fireworks, and the screaming tsunami flooded the edge of the hot spring, and the party carnival turned into a doomsday song. The core atmosphere of the hot spring of the five-member team froze into ice. Lin Yuyan's gentle hands tightly grasped the collar of Chu Tian's wet clothes. The sea of pink mist flowers was torn apart by the tentacles of the blood chain. Her tearful eyes reflected the endless army, and her soft and waxy voice wailed intermittently like a violin, Chu Tian. The sweet new daily dream of playing the piano in the hot spring was just promised. The pink mist hugged and healed the black hole. Now the blood leader's army is pressing down to swallow the whole school with iron chains. It's so cold. I'm afraid, the emotional bond won't hold up, and our sister's pink mist will be shattered. Ji Yan's red hair was as wet as a lion's mane, and he held the electric drumstick tightly but was shaken by the blood mist. He narrowed his eyes with passion and tried to hug Chu Tian but stumbled back. He pounded the drums and his inner monologue roared and collapsed, "Boss. Full marks for the fun of the bloody battle, the new daily party is always high, and now the ultimate trial army is endless. I haven't seen it in the first 10 cycles. Bloody eyes and a sea of iron chains, our passionate rhythm has completely collapsed. The whole school is kneeling in despair, rushing, but the mallet is numb with blood." Su Wan's white dress was wet, and she turned red and pale. Her blue eyes were arrogant, and she was afraid of predicting the melody. She murmured the rain of blue gold silk needles and stabbed the army, but the blood chain spurted blood and poured water. She trembled and collapsed. "Idiots, predicted the ultimate hell army, the weak leader with blood eyes and trombone fangs staccato, but the endless iron chain suppresses the blue sword. We are wet and fighting in a desperate situation. The whole city is kneeling with light and the dream of heaven is shattered. Professor Gu Xing's silver hair is stained with blood, and the trombone silver dragon's low voice is so suppressed that it breaks. He roars hoarsely and the purple-black light flashes violently in his body. The clock finally wakes up, as witnessed by my former deputy guardian, the blood-eyed leader's conspiracy is trapped forever, and the secret of the silver dragon cannot suppress the endless army. We are in the soup to assist in annihilation. The disadvantage was overwhelming like a mountain of blood. The endless army of souls whipped the iron chain and the tsunami hit the core of the hot spring, swallowing up the 5-ray silver of the team. The blue-haired guitar brother Guangxi completely collapsed. His childhood guitar was stained with blood. He wailed and poured blood. The God King sacrificed 2 brushes in his previous life, and the miracle we worship will never be valid. Chu Tian's black belly smile became an iron plate, and his knees were deep in the blood whirlpool, and his heart was turbulent. The sound piano crashed and roared, the ultimate explosion suppression table. The sense of accomplishment in the hot spring was reduced to bloody mud. The endless army of blood eyes judged the whole school and kneeled down in despair. The team attributes were completely shattered, the past life voluntarily sealed the backfire to save half the city, and thousands of black holes exploded again. Hold back. The ultimate symphonic control of reversal was fully activated. The soul fragments of the old notebook and the new map were all melted. The golden dragon tore the blood eyes. The team followed. All the tsunami of school light threads amplified 1,000 times, breaking the eternal trap of clocks and liberating the new daily life. Just as the blood-eyed leader's blood-red trombone opened his fangs, the thunder of the judgment bell accelerated into a sonic explosion, and the endless army of blood-chained tentacles was about to engulf the hot spring. Chu Tian erupted, and the genius piano's 10 fingers left the water and pressed the void wildly, and a golden sound wave spiraled from the blood spring's surface to the full spectrum of the ultimate symphony. The text is unlocked, the crystal music score fragments, the ancient music score of the silver dragon, and the memory of the hole in the wall of the past life are fully integrated. The golden dragon upgrades to its ultimate form and roars through the core of the abyss. The black-bellied leader finally plays. The golden dragon tears the blood-eyed iron chain army. The team attribute is fully activated. The whole school's light silk tsunami amplifies 1,000 times, easily breaks the clock curse, harvests the fruits of liberation, and the new daily campus wedding will play forever. The sound wave of the golden dragon is like a nuclear blast laser net instantly locking the core of the endless army. The humanoid figures in the gray mist are shattered by tens of thousands, and the glass explodes with blood. The iron and blood chains are broken and the blood pillars are rising into the sky. The edge of the abyss is collapsing and the purple-black seeds are trembling and shrinking. Su Wan's arrogant blue eyes turned from despair into flames, and her prediction navigation was fully activated. Her white dress was soaked in blood and she jumped out of the hot spring. Her high-pitched singing voice poured out a rain of blue and gold swords, locking the blood-eyed leader's trombone and fangs into a staccato weak point. Idiot Chu Tianzong controls the divine explosion. Predicting the future victory in heaven, blood. The endless weaknesses of the iron chain are fully exposed. The blue sword rain nuclear explosion, the ultimate climax of the wet bloody battle. We will win and be liberated forever. The blue and gold sword light accurately pierced the breaking point of the army's soul and the blood eye of the leader. The gray mist evaporated and blood roared. The eyes of the whole school went from despair to shock and tears of ecstasy. Lin Yuyan's tender and tearful eyes were steely, and the violin bow pulled out the final explosion of the pink mist flower sea. The emotional ties wrapped around the whole school's silk threads and shattered the edges of blood. The pink light love fireworks bloomed and healed thousands of childhood dreams. She cried softly and sweetly as she followed the music. The most handsome Chu Tian golden dragon sacrificed in his previous life is worth 1,000 pieces of gold. The emotional ties of pink mist become endless throughout the city. The blood and iron chains are shattered, and the welfare of playing the piano is always with you, a new daily dream. I think, we will bathe together with you during campus concerts every day. Hey sisters, pink mist hugs the whole family forever. Pink mist instantly heals the black whirlpool of the blood spring and the students' light threads, and the whole school's blue-haired guitar brother picks up the blood guitar with blue eyes and kneels down to worship with blood. The bond between the goddess pink mist is amazing. The endless army of blood eyes suppresses despair. The God King team finally reverses. The golden dragon and blue sword pink mist takes off. Our light thread tsunami worship is 1,000 times more exciting. Ji Yan's hot-blooded roar exploded in relays, the electric drumsticks smashed the bloody face and the red-hot drum beats were amplified 100 times. The first 10 cycles of all the weak points were improvised and merged into the hot-blooded farts, and the meteorite rain shattered the blood-eyed Iron Chain army. The boss rules the ultimate god. The hot-blooded rhythm proves that the sacrifice value is invincible, the weak points of the blood-eyed farts are all shattered, and the ultimate bang 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 nuclear explosion, new daily life. The bloody fight at the campus party is always high, and the brothers bear hug each cycle, the hot-blooded meteorite rain, bursting. The red fire drum wave smashed most of the army, the sea of blood chains broke and the blood pillars rose to the sky, the funny and discordant aftertaste suppressed the sound of the judgment bell, and the saxophone boy burst into tears and played the saxophone, screaming with ecstasy and blood. The drum king's hot-blooded rhythm meteorite smashes the blood chain. The army is completely destroyed and disintegrated. Our whole school kneels in blood and turns to worship. The ultimate is the invincible nuclear explosion. Professor Gu Sheng's trombone silver dragon mystery is fully opened and fused with 5-ray silver wave, gold and blue fire powder to suppress the pulsation of the bass. His hoarse and tearful teacher supports the auxiliary music and collapses to strength, Chu Tian, the first guardian of the ultimate full score. The silver dragon's burping dragon's chaos suppresses the blood-eyed abyss, and the historical weaknesses of the clock are revealed. The leader's conspiracy is shattered. New daily life, the retired silver dragon listens to your campus wedding and assists the eternal liberation. The silver dragon twisted and surged through the core of the blood-eyed abyss, and the purple-black seeds shattered and exploded, and the golden light abyss completely collapsed. The atmosphere reverses like the Big Bang, the hot spring area returns from the blood domain to the steam-healing blood fragrance, the 5-light silver is fully fused, the ultimate symphonic rhythm suppresses the collapse of the bass, the endless army is wiped out, the gray mist steams with blood, and a large number of crystal soul fragments are dropped, and treasures are flying. Into the palm of Chu Tian, the ultimate map, the whole city is liberated in flashes, a tsunami of status and fame comes, and the whole school worships and worships. The blue-haired guitar brother leads the bloody climax, the ultimate divine song of the God King team is a nuclear explosion. The golden dragon rules the blue sword navigation fans the secret of the silver dragon in the hot-blooded rhythm of the fog bond, the blood-eyed army is easily wiped out, the sea of soul fragments and treasures are harvested, the reputation and status of the God King are immortal, our tsunami of light silk kneels and takes off, the whole city is born and worships the cool core. The students' instruments played blood and cheered, blood splashed everywhere in the hot spring party to upgrade the Liberation Carnival, the saxophone boy enthusiastically embraced the guitar brother's blood tears, the 5 gods' attributes are fully activated and easily resolved, the weakness of the bloody eyes is perfect and the peak of pleasure is worshipped forever. The afterimage of the blood-eyed leader wails and twists, the trombone fangs are shattered and the blood chain is violently pumped out in the end, Chu Tian laughs blackly and the golden dragon protects the body, the team has a tacit understanding of the 5-light silver lock, the second page of the ultimate symphony is played in full, the golden dragon, blue sword, powder, mist, waves, silver dragons all penetrate the core of the leader, the blood eye bursts into the glass and rains blood, the eternally sealed purple and black seeds of the abyss disappeared into ashes, the base of the clock suddenly disintegrated into gold powder and scattered, the staccato bells of judgment turned into a symphony of liberation and echoed throughout the city, the time reset cycle curse shattered, the midnight bell turned into a new dawn, the first ray of sunlight pierced the ground, and the water of the hot spring reflected a rainbow. The awakening of the tsunami of light threads in the school expanded 1,000 times, and all the students' childhood dreams were healed. The blue-haired guitar player burst into tears with blue eyes and sang loudly, "The clock is broken and liberated." The God King sacrificed in his previous life to save thousands of dollars. The souls of our whole city will always follow the new kingdom, worship the miracle and blast the universe. The team panted and retreated to the core of the hot spring. Chu Tian laughed blackly and caught a large number of soul fragments. His inner monologue was as exciting as the ultimate piano key, the ending is so exciting. If you want to advance, suppress the blood first and reverse it. The ultimate symphony governs the tacit understanding of the universe. The new map has the liberated position of the whole city and will be worshipped forever. The old notebook records will last forever. The healing of the black hole in the previous life is worth $1,000. Now we summarize the adventure, growth from despair cycle to leadership liberation. The team bonded the new daily music forever. He flicked the lingering sound of the golden wave of blood with his fingers, and turned to the team with tears in his eyes. Su Wan, foretelling the future is sure to explode, the blue sword locks the perfect score, the arrogant wife is wet and bloody, the wedding song of the new daily campus concert hall will sing to heaven forever. Su Wan's white dress had blood rolling down, and the arrogant girl blushed and hummed with blue eyes shining with love. Idiot, predict the future and win, the blue sword rain locks the wedding I promise you and your family, hug each other tightly every night, pull my sister Fenwu and sister Hua to a high forever. Lin Yuyan snuggled tenderly against Chu Tian's shoulders, and the sea of pink mist flowers surrounded her with a soft and sweet smile. Chu Tian, the emotional bond of playing the piano will always be with you in the past life, and the new daily campus concert will provide you with benefits every day. Qing Mei loves you, sisters, hee. Fenwa hugs the whole family and liberates the high. Ji Yan's hot hammer smashed the blood. The laughing bear hugged the whole team, boss. The new daily party with hot-blooded rhythm and bloody fart drumming will always follow. The brothers' wedding will bang the universe, and the old man Hiccup's dragon will retire and be certified invincible. Gu Xingyin complained with tears and hoarseness. The history of clocks has ended, the leader's conspiracy has been shattered, you young people have grown to the level of gods. The New Day Silver Dragon listens to campus weddings and farts, and mysteries assist forever, and Hiccup's dragon is liberated. All the students in the school cheered and enlarged the universe. The blue-haired guitar brother and blue eyes worshipped the leader. The God King summarizes the adventure and grows full marks. The ultimate relaxed blood-eyed army. The Guardian's weaknesses complain about the staccato iron chain and the blood is broken, the soul fragment treasures reputation and status take off across the city, our light tsunami will always follow the new kingdom, worship the cool core for eternity. In the hot spring blood mist. Handling trivial matters like a new life, Chu Tian's old notebook records the ultimate liberation, the team vomits blood and laughs awkwardly at funny things, Ji Yan brainstorms the wedding water fight, Lin Yuyan covers her mouth with pink mist and sobs sweetly, Su Wan proudly hums the clip of the concert that predicts the whole city, Gu Xing hiccups with dragon bass assist to suppress the residual blood pulse, and the sense of accomplishment is like a golden dragon hovering and soothingly filling the city. The abyss of the bass suddenly shook again, and the judgment bell finally roared like a thunderous thunder. The golden light exploded completely, and the endless army of souls pressed forward in darkness. The leader's bloody eyes loomed and roared, the first guardian, at the moment of the decisive battle, the soul judgment is fully activated. The sunlight completely poured into the underground concert hall, the remaining powder of the clock turned into new music scores, and the nodes of the urban concert hall in the distance all shone with golden light. Professor Gu Xing suddenly narrowed his blue eyes and whispered hoarsely, liberated, but the nodes in the city are faintly pulsing, a new cycle shadow? The leader's remnant soul may be reincarnated deep in the city. Chu Tian, your journey of melody has just begun. Chu Tian smiled sinisterly, the golden dragon lingered, the team looked at each other with tears, and Ji Yan shouted with enthusiasm, boss, new adventure is full of enthusiasm.